Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As tonight's the second of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. We got a fun one here. It's Guns and Hoses night, and we got a big crowd, the biggest crowd of the 2024-25 season. After all, last year, the Grizzlies averaged 6,003 fans per game. Well, we're going to exceed that quite a bit here tonight. 9, maybe 10,000 will be here at Maverik Center, and we got a good one here. The best rivalry for my money in the league. Well, last night was an exciting game. If you like defense, timely goals, and a lot of good goaltending, last night was the game for you. It was a 2-1 Idaho overtime victory. The Steelheads got on the board 8:44 into the first period as Andre Bakanoff scored from the left wing. Steelheads led 1-0 after one period. They are now 11-0 when leading after one this season. Grizzlies got on the board 17:41 into the second period as Brian Yoon got the puck up ice to Briley Wood. Wood dropped it to Adam Berg in the right circle, and Berg fired away for his third goal of the season. Berg, he's been outstanding as of late. He's got 3 goals. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points in his last 6 games. Nobody scored in the third period. We went to overtime. Grizzlies had 2 shots in the first minute of the extra session. Grizzlies were looking for Brian Yoon out in front of the net. Yoon was looking for Messner. Pass went wide of the mark. Idaho had to break away on the other end. And Hank Crone, who was the MVP in this league in the 2022-23 season, made a nice move, taking to his right, coming back to his left, and sliding it past Barczewski's right pad. And that was the difference in the game as Idaho got an overtime game winner from Hank Crone. A minute 27 into the extra session. Brendan Hoffman ended up with an assist in both of Idaho's goals. So it's going to be a fun one here tonight. Both teams were outstanding on the penalty kill. Utah was 0 for 3 on the power play. Idaho was 0 for 4. Both teams had 34 shots last night, and it was a very evenly played hockey game, and I expect something similar here tonight. Jake Barczewski will get the start for the second straight night. He was outstanding for Utah on Friday night, stopping 32 of 34. For the Steelheads, it will be Brian Thompson in net. Thompson has been pretty good against the Grizzlies all time. He is 4-2 against Utah all time, including 3-1 against the Grizzlies here at Maverik Center. So it should be a good goaltending matchup. Goals might be at a premium once again, and we'll see what happens as Grizzlies take on the Steelheads for the second straight night. Grizzlies are wearing specialty jerseys for the occasions. They are a very sharp-looking specialty jersey. Go to the Dash Auction app, and you can bid on those Grizzlies game-worn jerseys. And if you're on YouTube tonight, go to the Grizzlies social media channels to find out what those uniforms look like. We've got a great atmosphere for hockey as a great crowd is filing in here to Maverik Center. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down. Tickets might be limited. Let's see if you can get in and join us for the party. We'll see if the Grizzlies can even up the series. Utah so far this season is 1-2-1 against the Steelheads this year, picking up 3 out of a possible 8 standings points. When we come back, we will talk about the hot players as of late, and the Grizzlies start a new month. It's February 1st. The Grizzlies play 12 games in the month of January. We will recap the first month of the 2025 calendar year when we come back. We are in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off is in about 15 minutes from now. And for the Grizzlies, they start a new month. Utah in 12 games in January ended up with a record of 5-5-1-1. So they broke even in the month of January, picking up standings points in 7 of 12 games. Overall, the Grizzlies' basic win-loss record is 5-7, but the month was highlighted by a 2-game weekend sweep against the Kansas City Mavericks on January 10th and 11th. That was the weekend where the Grizzlies outscored the Mavericks 10-6. Jake Marcheski made probably the save of the year in the league, and Marcheski is part of the league's saves of the week social media posts in back-to-back weeks. Marcheski was outstanding in January with a 4-3-1 record with a .920 save percentage and 2.76 goals against average. Vinny Duplessis was also solid for the Grizzlies in the month of January. Duplessis had a 2.73 goals against average and .891 save percentage in January. Neil Shea led the Grizzlies with 14 points, 4 goals, and 10 assists in 12 games in January. And he also had 51 shots on goal in 12 games, averaging more than 4 per game. Derek Dashke, Cole Fonstad, Neil Shea, and Briley Wood each tied for the club lead as they had 4 goals each in the month of January. Keaton Mastrodonato and Neil Shea each had 10 assists in the month of January. Shea led the Grizzlies with 14 points in the month. He also led Utah with 51 shots. Derek Dashke and Briley Wood each tied for the club lead in plus-minus. Both guys were a +6 for the Grizzlies this season. And for Briley Wood, it certainly has been a breakout rookie campaign. He picked up an assist in last night's game on the Adam Berg goal. Wood, Dashke, and Neil Shea are in a 3-way tie for the club lead as each player has 31 points on the season. For Dashke, he has 8 goals and 23 assists. He leads Utah with 12 power play points this season. Neil Shea has 16 goals and 15 assists, and he's done all that in just 23 games. So he's averaging well over a point per game, and he actually has 24 points in 13 games here at Maverik Center this season. And Briley Wood, what can you say? He's got 13 goals and 18 assists. He ranks 7th among league rookies in points. I know we're throwing a lot of numbers at you, but those guys have been outstanding. Dashke, Shea, and Briley Wood in particular. Watch out for Brian Yoon. He is my pick to click. Yooner's got a point in 5 straight home games, or 5 straight games, 4 of them here on the homestand. Yoon's got a goal in 3 of his last 4 games, a power play goal to be added in 3 of those last 4 games. And how about Cole Fonstad? You talk about a guy that we knew with the 2 years experience in the American Hockey League. He actually had 24 goals in 2 AHL seasons. You know, once he got that first one out of the way and under his belt, that he would be off and running. He scored in the homestand opener against Wichita, and he's been on a spree ever since. Fonstad's got 4 goals in his last 4 games. He led Utah with 6 shots on goal on Friday night in the 2-1 overtime loss to the Idaho Steelheads. It's a fun one here. Crowd is filing in here, and we got the biggest crowd of this 2024-25 season. We got a big one 2 weeks from now. It's the Grizzlies' first ever fishing night as Grizzlies look to hook the Steelheads. For the Grizzlies, the head-to-head meetings against the Steelheads will be paramount to the Grizzlies' pursuit for a playoff bid. After all, if you count last night's game, Grizzlies will have an 18-day stretch where they will have 6 home games against the Idaho Steelheads. Utah's chasing Tulsa in the Mountain Division standings. Grizzlies will have a big 3-game series in Tulsa next week, and they also have 1 game against the Wichita Thunder, a team the Grizzlies are looking to pursue for a playoff spot in the Mountain Division. So it's a big 2 points on the line tonight for both clubs. Idaho certainly could use the standings points as well, as they are teetering towards a playoff spot as we speak. When we come back, we'll go over the starting lineups for both teams. We're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
A huge two standings points on the line tonight. It's the top of the hour. 7 o'clock is the time of day up and down the Wasatch Front. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Idaho Steelheads, who are led by head coach Everett Sheen, who last night picked up his 200th victory as Steelheads head coach. Keenan Kelly, the Boise native, is the assistant. Idaho comes in with a record of 22, 15, and 4. They've been a pretty good road team historically. They are 10, 7, and 1 away from the friendly confines of Idaho Central Arena. Brian Thompson will get the start in net for the Steelheads. He is a big goaltender at 6'5" and 183 pounds. In 16 games this year, he's got a record of 7-9 with a 3.18 goals against average and 9.11 save percentage. Thompson is 3-1 in this building against the Grizzlies and 4-2 all-time against Utah. And he has won back-to-back games in 5 of his last 7 starts. Ben Cross, who was the number 1 star last night, stopping 33 of 34. He's the backup for the Steelheads. Idaho is going with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen, as Mason McCarty was a late scratch. Idaho will start out with Matt Register and Trevor Zins. Those are the only 2 Steelheads players who have appeared in every game this season. You also see Nick Canati acting as a defenseman. He got in a fight with Cooper Jones in the second period on Friday night. Canati has 4 goals and 8 assists in 30 games. You also see Peter Walton out there. Walton will be matched up with Canati. Walton's a big 6'2", 192-pound defenseman. Jason Horvath will be paired up with Reese Harsh. Horvath was a standout in last night's game. He's a recent addition to the Idaho roster as he was recently acquired in a trade with the Reading Royals. The defensive scratches for Idaho include Ryan Gagnon and Patrick Cudla. And Cudla's a huge subtraction as he was the league's defenseman of the year just last season. 11 forwards for Everett Sheen's crew. They will start out for the second straight night with Andre Bakanov, who's got 5 goals in 8 games in a Steelheads uniform. He's got 8 points in 8 games with Idaho, and he's been a great addition to their club. Brendan Hoffman had 2 assists in last night's game. Hoffman has 16 goals and 16 assists in 40 games. And Andrew Ballant's making his 5th appearance against Utah this year. He played against the Grizzlies here at Maverik Center in late November as a member of the Indy Fuel. So that's going to be the starting forwards, Bakanov, Hoffman, and Ballant. We will also see a lot of their top forward line, which includes last night's hero, Hank Crone, who returned after missing 10 straight games due to injury. Crone is an all-star this year. He has 11 goals and 27 assists and a +12 rating in 31 games. He will be lined up with the captain, A.J. White. He's got 6 goals and 27 assists in 40 games. And I know Idaho fans are ecstatic to have Wade Murphy back. Murphy was a standout forward each of the last 2 years. He started this season in Slovakia, but signed with the Steelheads a couple weeks ago. And he made his Steelhead season debut last night. He was left off the scoring sheet, but he's a guy that makes a big impact anytime he's on the ice. He's been a Grizzlies killer as well. Murphy, in 2 years with Idaho, has 46 goals and 63 assists. So watch out for Wade Murphy when he's on the ice. Dimitrios Kamatsis is a guy that's got a lot of speed. He'll be lined up with Connor McEachran, who has 14 goals this season. And we'll also see Patrick Moynihan, who has 3 goals and 16 assists. So that's the lineup for the Idaho Steelheads. And now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are in the Guns and Hoses specialty jerseys. Utah's got a record of 13, 22, 4, and 1 this year. They have a standings point in 3 straight games. Grizzlies are led by 4th-year head coach Ryan Kanasiewicz, who's the all-time leader in goals, assists, and points in team history. The assistant coach is Christian Horn. Athletic trainer is Colin Lee, who's in his 5th season with the club. And the equipment manager is Jackson Hebert. The assistant equipment manager is DJ McFarland. Getting the start in net for the second straight night will be Jake Barcheski. This will be his 17th appearance this year. He's got a record of 5-5-1 with a 3.64 goals against average and 893 save percentage. He is coming off an outstanding month of January, where in 8 games he had a 920 save percentage. Vinny Duplessis, the backup. For the Grizzlies, they are rolling with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Brian Yoon and Derek Dashke are the defensive pairing. Yoon's got a point in 5 straight games. Derek Dashke's been a consistent star for Utah. Dashke has 8 goals and 23 assists in 33 games. He leads Utah with a +9 rating. You also see Cooper Jones paired up with Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson's a big-time performer for the Grizzlies. Watch out for him. He's a big hitter at 6'4" and 218 pounds. Cade Jensen is going to be out there wearing number 23, and he's paired up with Cody Corbett, who spent part of the 2017-2018 season with the Steelheads. So Yoon and Dashke are the starting defensive pairing. The starting forwards have a ton of firepower. Keaton Mastrodonato is in his second season as a pro at Canisius. For the first time all season, he was held without a point here on the Maverik Center ice. The Maestro in 21 games this year has 7 goals and 16 assists. Mastrodonato is 6 feet and 205 pounds. Last season, he had 24 goals in 48 games for Idaho. Also, last night for the first time at home, Neil Shea was left off the scoring sheet. Shea's got 24 points in 13 home games, 12 goals, and 12 assists. Shea is tied for the club lead with 31 points. He leads Utah with 16 goals in just 23 games. We also see Cole Fonstad in the starting lineup. He's got 4 goals in his last 4 games. And overall this season, in 23 games with Utah, Fonstad has 4 goals and 12 assists. So that is the top forward line for Utah. They will get the start. Mastrodonato, Shea, and Fonstad. A lot of offensive firepower among the second forward line for the Grizzlies, which tonight from left to right will be Chad Hillebrand, and he'll be lined up with his college teammate Cole Gallant. They were teammates for 3 seasons at Western Michigan, and according to them after the game last night, they were line mates for 2 seasons. The 2 Western Michigan products will be paired up with, they'll be paired up with Reed Lebster, who's wearing number 17. I guess for the night, Lebster is going to be an honorary Western Michigan graduate. Third forward line from left to right is Edinburgh, who scored the only goal last night for Utah. Nick Messner, the captain, has 9 goals and 14 assists this year. He leads Utah with 109 shots on goal. And Briley Wood, who is 7th among all league rookies in points with 31 on the season. Fourth forward line from left to right is Aaron Aragon, Cade Nilsson, and Craig Armstrong. That's on Coach Ryan Kanasowicz's lineup sheet. The scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Cameron Buell, Blake Wells, Dylan Fitz, as well as Luke Manning, Tyson Upper, Braden Nicoletz, and Dylan Savenkov. Boy, it looks like we got an outstanding Saturday night crowd, which is still filing in here. It's the Guns N' Hoses extravaganza. We got the biggest crowd of the season. We got a great atmosphere for hockey, and we got a tremendous rivalry. And what a night we have. Second of a 3-game series, and for the Grizzlies, it's game 5 of 6 here at Maverik Center. Utah picked up 3 out of 6 standings points against Wichita this past weekend. Utah picked up a standing point last night. They're looking for 2 here this evening. When we come back, we'll have face-off, and we'll also have a very special ceremonial puck drop. As it's Guns N' Hoses night, Grizzlies are wearing a specialty jersey for the occasion, and we'll come back and have the ceremonial puck drop as well as face-off here on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's a great night for hockey here in the Salt Lake Valley. It is a mammoth big 3-game series as two hockey clubs here on the Wasatch Front are battling for the 5th time this season. Anybody going to act like outlaws? I'm not sure. We got a special ceremonial puck drop. I'm certainly thrilled about this one. Theo Fleury is here tonight as he is wearing a Calgary Flames jersey, and he's wearing his customary number 14. Theo Fleury was with the Salt Lake Golden Eagles during their 1988 IHL championship run. In 8 playoff games, he had 11 goals and 5 assists. That's right, he had 2 points per game for the Golden Eagles in their championship run. And then he spent the first half of the 1988-89 season with the Golden Eagles. And how about this? In 40 games with Salt Lake, he had 37 goals and 37 assists. He's actually not wearing the Golden Eagles jersey, is Theo Fleury, but it looks like somebody else is wearing the jersey. Maybe that is Theo Fleury. I'm not sure. Nevertheless, you're talking about 74 points in 40 games with Salt Lake. Yeah, that's going to get you an NHL call-up. And he was with Calgary ever since for about a decade. In fact, in 36 games with Calgary, after getting called up from Salt Lake, he had 14 goals and 20 assists. And then he had 11 points in Calgary's 1989 Stanley Cup run. He averaged more than a point per game in his illustrious career. Fleury is a 7-time NHL All-Star. So what a thrill. Theo Fleury here tonight. And he was signing autographs for an hour before today's game. Well, it's a big one here tonight for the Grizzlies. They certainly could use the 2 standings points. It was a very evenly played game last night. Grizzlies once again will have Masha Donato, Shea, and Fonstad starting. Fonstad will take the opening draw. Una Dashky are the defensive pairing. For Idaho, they're going to start out with Bakanov, who scored in the first period. Andre Bakanov's been a key addition to the Idaho club as in 8 games since joining the Steelheads on January 7th. He has 5 goals and 3 assists. Brendan Hoffman had 2 assists last night for Idaho. He's also in the starting lineup with Andrew Ballant. Matt Register and Trevor Zins are the defensive pairing. Marcheski will get the start in net for Utah, and it's Brian Thompson for the Steelheads. If you're into superstition, yes, Ryan Kanaswich is wearing the great coat, which a lot of people think that means a victory. Christian Horn is in a very sharp-looking suit. Boy, the best-dressed coaches in the league, Ryan Kanaswich and Christian Horn. Harrison O'Prey is the referee, and he drops the puck at center ice. Fonstad wins it. Puck bounced off of Yoon's ankle. Ballant will dump it in deep into the Grizzlies zone. Yoon runs it down, and he'll brush it to Dashky in the right corner. Dashky over to Shea off his stick. And it's gathered by Fonstad, who will pitch it back towards Ballant, who keeps it in. Now Fonstad gets it back. He'll move it to his left for Masha Donato over the line, but the Grizzlies are offside as Ballant made it. Masha Donato changed directions as he was entering the zone from the left wing. Utah is called for an offside with 19:36 left in the first. So we're just getting underway. Who's your pick to click tonight? I'm going to go with Brian Yoon, who's got a point in 5 straight games. Draws going to be at neutral ice. Same 5 on the ice that started the game for both clubs. Both teams had 34 shots in last night's game. Fonstad will take the draw. And this time it's Idaho that wins it. Trevor Zins over to Register. Those are the only 2 players who have appeared in every game for Idaho this year. Over to Ballant and Grizzlies ice. He'll dump it in. You will tattoo the puck off the far board. Zins gets it back. Idaho skates from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. Grizzlies from right to left. Ballant will flip it out of play. All right, and it looks like it goes towards the tunnel over on the near right side. Fan's going to come away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. 19:23 is left in the first. We've already had 2 whistles. Draws game at center ice. Both teams make their first line change of the game. Hillebrand's out there with Gallant and Reed Lebster with a defensive pairing of Cooper Jones and Andrew Nilsson. Still has longtime captain A.J. White will win the draw. Hank Crone, last night's hero, gets it towards Jason Horvath, who played a good game for Idaho, a recent addition from Reading. Reese Harsh will pitch it out to center ice. Puck bounced off of Wade Murphy and Andrew Nilsson. Both guys wear number 6. As Cooper Jones throws it to the right corner. Nilsson gets it deep in the Grizzlies zone. Over to Cole Gallant, who's got an A on his sweater. On to Lebster across the center ice. He dumps it in. Thompson wearing number 30 plays it behind his net. He'll drop it behind. As the puck drifts towards the right corner, A.J. White gets it towards Crone, who pitches out to center ice. Cooper Jones, a former Steelhead. He had 2 different stints with Idaho. He'll throw it back in as Jones comes off the ice. Grizzlies will get Corbett and Jensen their first shift of the game. As Idaho crosses center ice, Crone gets around Webster. Now he settles into the right side, gets around Jensen. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes over the crossbar, stays in play. Horvath trying to get it back towards Murphy. That's picked off by Webster. Webster to Messner. As Messner will drop it for Adam Berg. Penalties coming up, and it's going to be on Idaho. Murphy drags down Adam Berg. Briley Wood gets in the right point. His first shift of the game. Idaho will have a tap off their stick, and he goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Neil Shea. Shea gets around an empty net. Delayed penalty on Idaho. Berg has a tap off his stick. Peter Walton touches it up. And with 18:06 left in the first period, the Grizzlies power play goes to work. Utah is 7 for 17 on the power play over the last 5 games. Jason Horvath will go to the box. Neither team's officially taken a shot yet. For Horvath, that is his 3rd minor penalty of the season. Grizzlies will have Masha Donato, Messner, Shea, Dashke, and Cole Fonstad. 4 forwards and 1 defenseman. Watch out for Dashke. He leads Utah with 5 power play goals on the season. Hooking's the call. Horvath is in the box. Person with the sign says, "Happy birthday, Jamie." Guy wearing a Brandon Cutler specialty jersey from last year. Grizzlies win the draw. Fonstad to Shea, right point. He'll dangle the puck back and forth. He'll slide it across to Masha Donato, who switches places with Dashke. The Maestro on the high slot. He'll push to his right. Shea to Fonstad, right corner. Fonstad dangles the puck. Now he gets up top to Dashke, to Shea. Back towards Fonstad, who dances around, surveys. Fonstad fires on net. Thompson startled a little bit, but he makes a stop. With 17:38 left in the first. So Cole Fonstad on a quick-looking wrist shot from the right side picks up Utah's first shot of the game. Idaho will make a line change. Grizzlies will keep the same 5-man unit on the ice. A minute 32 is left in Utah's first power play of the game. 17:38 left in the first. We're just getting underway, so grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Saturday with us. An outstanding Saturday night crowd, by far the biggest home crowd of the regular season. A.J. White will take the draw. He's been with Idaho every season they've played since the 2017-2018 campaign year that Idaho didn't play. He was a Grizzly. Idaho wins the draw. Reese Harsh will sing it all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Dashke runs it down. He gets along the near wing wall. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Dashke behind his net. Will stop in front of Barcheski. He'll move it to his left for Shea. Races out to center ice. Shea, cross-ice pass, goes between Masha Donato's legs. Running it down is Peter Walton. He'll fire it off the top of the glass. All risky play, as he was pretty close to having that sail out of play. That would have been a delay of game and would have given the Grizzlies a 2-man advantage. Halfway through the power play, Dashke out towards Masha Donato. Grizzlies skate in. Fonstad stops on the left point, swirls. Try to drop it back for Shea. Taking away is Reese Harsh, and he'll fire it towards Barcheski, who kicks it towards the far wing wall. Dashke battles with Hoffman. Dashke gets it back after Hoffman overskated the puck. Grizzlies slide out to neutral ice as Shea crosses center ice. He'll skate in left wing, and he'll one-hand it towards the corner. Shea avoids Zinn's check, but Register gets the puck, and he'll flop it all the way towards Barcheski. Yoon runs it down behind the Grizzlies net. Less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Fans take up a "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant. Yoon drops it to Lebster. Races out to neutral ice. Brett Lebster crosses the center red. Steps over the offensive line. Veers off to the right corner. Lebster spins along the boards towards Hillebrand in the left point. He'll drop it for Yoon. High slot over to Lebster right wing. Lebster's got 8 goals and 8 assists this season. Over to Yoon. Back towards Wood. Wootzheimer saved by Thompson. Rebound goes towards the left corner. Trevor Zins gets the puck, and he will flop it all the way towards Barcheski. Horvath comes out of the box. We got a penalty on Utah as Hillebrand knocked down Trevor Zins. And roughing's going to be the call, as there's an even 16 minutes left in the first period. So right after a Utah power play concludes, it will be Idaho that goes on the man advantage, as Chad Hillebrand, the 6'4", 201-pound forward, gets 2 minutes for roughing, as we played exactly 4 minutes in this game. Idaho's power play is 18.6% this season. Grizzlies' penalty kill was over 80% in the month of January. Utah is at 69.6% on the season. Grizzlies were 4 for 4 on the penalty kill on Friday night. We're still scoreless. Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 2-1. Idaho wins the draw as McEachern behind the net will spin it towards the right wing wall. Messner gets the puck and he'll chip it out. Boy, Messner's an outstanding penalty killing forward. He'll come off the ice as he was the one taking the faceoff, almost acting as a faceoff specialist on a few occasions. Register over the line, tries to get around Brian Yoon, gets cut off. A.J. White takes the puck, and he'll filter it to the right side from McEachern, back towards White, wearing number 18. He'll slide it across off of Mastrodonato, stick onto Murphy. He'll skeet towards the left point. Murphy dangles back and forth. He'll throw it to the far goal line for White. White trying to get it across to McEachern. It kicks off his skate. McEachern gets it right side. He'll feed it up top to Register, who will nudge it to Murphy, who gets it off the boards. Murphy left wing, trying to get it across to McEachern. Grizzlies stick it away. Fonstad will loft it out to center ice. Register towards White. Fonstad takes it away. 2-on-1. Fonstad right wing. He'll skate in, lefty shot, and score! Cole Fonstad gets a shorty, and about 5 minutes into the game, the Grizzlies take a 1-0 lead. Oh, this Maverik Center crowd is fired up as Cole Fonstad took the puck away from A.J. White. Steelheads a little bit slow on the back check. Fonstad skated in, and he had Mastrodonato to his left, but Fonstad called his own number and drove the puck past Brian Thompson. Fonstad gets an unassisted shorthanded goal, 4:54 into the contest. Idaho stays on the power play for the next minute and 6 seconds. For the Grizzlies, that is their third shorthanded goal this season. Nick Messner and Neil Shea have the other two. Puck at center ice. Wade Murphy dumps it back in. Andrew Nelson will throw it in front of his net, and Neil Shea will pitchfork it out to center ice. Horvath will skate back into his own zone. He's an outstanding skater at 6'2", and just about 200 pounds. He'll move it to his left off the boards. Idaho skates in. Ballant will drop it. Skating in. Murphy back in. Shot that goes wide. Actually, that was Bakanov, who scored last night. Hoffman right side. Dangles back and forth. Now slide it to Horvath on the right point. Back towards Hoffman. Right circle. Righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound shot. Glanced off of Barczewski and flies out of play off the protective netting. As Bakanov had the second chance out in front of the crease, but he didn't have much of a shooting angle. And Barczewski makes a stop as the clock is frozen with 14 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first period. As Utah leads 1-0 on Cole Fonstad's 5th of the year. He now has 5 goals in his last 5 games, with this being the 5th game. What a homestand for Cole Fonstad. Brendan Hoffman will take the draw against Cade Nilsson. Hoffman wins the draw. Ballant gets towards Horvath on the right point. Idaho's in the attack zone. Moynihan, right side, trying to feed it out in front towards Bakanov. It glanced off of Dashke's stick. Dashke gets it back, left corner, and he will fire it off the glass. Goes to Cade Nilsson. 2-on-1 if Utah wants it. Berg skates towards the right side. Over to Nilsson, but the centering pass is picked off by Horvath off his stick. Cade Nilsson rolls it along the boards as he gets hit by Andrew Ballant. We're 6 minutes in, and the Grizzlies are back at full strength, leading 1-0. Hoffman skates down the middle. Righty shot goes wide. He missed the net. Glove side on Barczewski. Hillebrand gets the puck. He races to no tries. Cross the center. He'll chip it to his left for Nilsson. Cade Nilsson over the line to Hillebrand. Back towards the right side. Grizzlies trying to slide it out in front towards Hillebrand. Pass goes wide of the mark. Would have been Hillebrand's first pro goal. As Dashke gets hit along the left wing by Hoffman. Moynihan will sky out of play. Puck bounced off the glass. No delay of game as a fan over in row 2 of section 113 will come away with a souvenir puck. Actually, it was section 115. Who's counting? Cole Fonstad gets a shorty. 4:54 into the contest. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Steelheads nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Utah 1, Idaho nothing as Cole Fonstad scored unassisted. Time of that goal is 4:54 into the first period. Third shorthanded goal by the Grizzlies this season. Both teams have 3 shots. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. And, of course, the Grizzlies, their goal was shorthanded. Kate Nilsson's out there with Aaron Aragon and Craig Armstrong. The defensive pairing is Cooper Jones and Andrew Nilsson. Draws in the Steelhead zone left circle. Svetlakov's kicked out of the faceoff circle. Jade Miller in his 3rd season for Idaho. He'll take the draw. Faceoff won by Utah. Aragon tried to throw it towards the net. As Armstrong lost his stick, he'll literally kick it towards the near wing boards as he gets pushed into. Aragon holds his ground. Nilsson as well as he's looking to pick his stick back up. Andrew Nilsson across to Cooper Jones, who handles a hot pass. Right point, righty shot goes wide. Armstrong will pitch it back up top to Nilsson. Nilsson across to Cooper Jones. It's been a strong defensive pairing. Jones fires towards the net. Thompson makes a save around the logo on the front of his jersey. Jones kind of fired a change up on Thompson, looking for a redirection. But Thompson collects it cleanly. 13:06 is left in the first period. Grizzlies will have another offensive zone draw. Grizzlies trivia tonight. Who are the 4 former Idaho Steelheads players who are on the current Utah Grizzlies roster? That's a trivia question. We'll give you the answer later on in the first period. Miller will take the draw against the goal scorer Cole Fonstad, who's out there with Masher Donato and Shea. Idaho wins the draw. They'll plop it off the near glass. Puck goes past Andrew Nilsson as Kumad Cease will throw it towards the Steelheads bench. Miller gets it back to Register deep in the Steelhead zone. Idaho skates from left to right here in the period. Register over to Zins, who skates down the middle of the ice. Zins will rock it off to the right side, looking for Jade Miller. Miller was standing at the Utah line. Idaho's called for icing with 12:46 left in the first. So draw comes back towards Brian Thompson. Thompson is in the second of a 2-year AHL contract with the Texas Stars. Thompson, 22 years old, to be 23 in April. It's his second year with the Steelheads. He had a 21-8-3 record last season. He's 7-9 through 16 games this year. Fonstad will take the draw. He had 24 AHL goals with Cleveland over a 2-season stretch. Idaho wins it as racing across center ice, the Arizona State product, Dimitrios Komatsis. He'll skate around Utah's net with speed. Corbett chasing after it. Komatsis stops on a dime right corner. Skates around Utah's net towards the far side. He falls down on his own. Hank Krohn now battles with Fonstad. Svetlikov gets pushed by Jensen. Svetlikov left corner off of Krohn's skate. Back towards Svetlikov, who fires towards the net. It goes wide. Sends right side. Spins it around. Krohn has a glance off his stick. Cade Jensen will get it towards Shea. Now to Fonstad. He races into the offensive zone 2-on-2. Fonstad over the line. Veers to the left point. He'll move it across. Pass goes tape to Dashke. Dashke, 31 points this season. Will skate towards the right corner. Over towards Shea, who tried to share it center to Masher Donato, but missed. As ends over on the right side. Will push it ahead towards Krohn, who was the MVP in the league 2 years ago. Krohn gets the center ice, will dump it in. He played with Allen when it was a key forward. Barcheski around the net towards the right side. Wade Murphy gets it off his stick. And Cole Gallant ices the puck. So the whistle blows with 11:42 left in the first. Still early on. Grizzlies lead 1-0. And what an outstanding crowd we have. Very few empty seats here. My guess is over 9,000, maybe even close to 10,000 here tonight. A lot of jerseys in attendance as well. Draw's going to be over in the left circle. Second of a 3-game set. Don't forget to get your tickets for Monday night. Utah is hoping it's the rubber match. Idaho wins the draw. Reese Harsh, right point, fired off the end boards. Murphy battles with Dashke. Dashke gets the puck. He'll pitch it towards Lepster, but it's picked off by a Steelhead. Horvath ran into his own guy, and that was Krohn. Horvath tried to get it back to Krohn. He couldn't handle it. Puck to the right side. Wade Murphy gets back checked by Hillebrand. Taking the puck's his college teammate Cole Gallant. Gallant, second-year pro. He'll get it towards Webster. Left side backhand shot goes wide. Steelheads come back the other way. White crosses center ice. Will move it to his right for Harsh. Harsh over the line back to White down the middle. He tried to lunge it towards the left side, but Wade Murphy got spun around on a good defensive effort by Hillebrand, who plays a strong two-way game. Dashke along the left wing. He'll race out to center ice. He'll negotiate his way around Chrome. Dashke over the line, left corner, as Horvath shadowing him. Dashke will drop it for Webster right side, trying to get it back towards Dashke, but didn't get enough on a pass. Horvath took it away. Horvath loses about behind his net. Grizzlies trying to skate in. Messner got his stick occupied. Horvath lifts Messner's stick as both guys go down. No call either way. Big-time shoulder check by Adam Berg on Andrew Ballant. Penalty is going to be on Utah, though, as Hoffman hit the ice pretty early and pretty easily. As the puck bounces in front of the crease, Ballant gets it. Idaho will continue to play as Thompson will skate towards the bench. As Idaho's Reese Harsh will get it towards Ballant. Behind the net to Peter Walton, number 21. He was a midseason addition by Idaho. He'll slide it to his right for McKecker, make that Moynihan. As Nick Canati, acting as a defenseman, gets it towards Moynihan. Back towards Canati. Shot! And it trickles in. Idaho scores on a delayed penalty. Canati was out in front. Looked like Bakanov was swinging at the puck towards the goal line. And it looks like for the second straight night, it's Andre Bakanov scoring a first period goal as he ties it with 10:02 left in the first. Boy, Moynihan was on the left side, dropped it for Canati, who took a shot, trickled past Barcheski. Puck was laying in the crease. Bakanov skated in, and he nudged the puck past the goal line. So Canati's going to get an assist. It will be his 9th of the season. Moynihan should get the other assist. That would be his 17th of the year. And Bakanov's been a key addition for Idaho. He made his Steelheads debut on January 7th. And in this being his 9th game with Idaho, he now has 6 goals in a Steelheads uniform. So we're tied at 1. Fonstad scored a shorty, 4:54 in. Idaho responded 9:58 in with Bakanov getting the goal. Canati and Moynihan with the assists. Action in the Grizzly zone. Utah is it skating from right to left. Corbett in the near corner will helicopter towards Armstrong. It goes past him. And icing is going to be on Utah with 9:41 left in the first. It was a delayed penalty that Idaho scored on. So officially, it would be a 6-on-5 goal. And because Idaho scored on the delayed penalty, that pretty much acted as their power play. And so the penalty kind of offset it. It seemed like Hoffman hit the ice pretty easily by a Grizzly. Probably 2 minutes for tripping. It was along the near wing board, so we didn't really get a good look at it. The goals were scored 5 minutes and 4 seconds apart. Fonstad 4:54 in. Bakanov 9:58 in. Grizzlies win the draw. Armstrong will race out to center ice 2-on-3. He'll backhand it in. Grizzlies get a much-needed line change. Register wearing number 43, the future Hall of Famer in this league. We'll get it to Murphy. It races to center ice. He'll push to his right. Zins lets it go off the boards. Dashke gathers the puck. He skates towards the near goal line deep in the Grizzlies zone. He'll wait for the Grizzlies to complete a forward line change as Dashke drops it off for Masher Donato, who races out to center ice. The Maestro right wing gets to the point. He'll take a shot. Thompson makes a blocker save, and it flies over the protective netting and all the way towards about row 18 of section 110. Looks like everybody's okay. But that was almost like Thompson batted it out of the building. But hopefully everybody's okay. There's a puck came flying over the protective netting. Grizzlies will have Fonstad taking the draw as we have 9:09 left in the first period. What a fun atmosphere here for hockey. Grizzlies Idaho wins the draw. Moynihan gets head. Grizzlies took it away. Masher Donato down the middle, fires a changeup onto Thompson. He makes a backhand catch in the front of his chest. He holds on with an even 9 minutes left in the first period. Let's get to the Grizzlies trivia question, where the 4 former Idaho Steelheads players are on the Grizzlies. Well, there's 2 forwards and 2 defensemen. Aaron Aragon appeared in 4 games for Idaho at the start of last season. Cooper Jones spent 2 different stints with Idaho. He was with the Steelheads in 31 games during the 2021-22 season. He also played in 18 games last year for Idaho. As we'll get to the other 2 here shortly, Idaho gets the puck. Skating to neutral ice is Kumatsis. He'll bank it off the near boards. And Idaho's called for icing with 8:46 left in the first. So we mentioned Aragon and Cooper Jones. Cody Corbett appeared in 35 games and had 3 goals and 18 assists for the Steelheads during the 2017-2018 season. And just last year, Keaton Mastrodonado had 24 goals and 18 assists with Idaho. He also scored 4 goals in 19 AHL games with the Texas Stars. So Fonstan will take the draw in the left circle. He's out there with Shea and Mastrodonado. Up top is Nielsen and Cooper Jones. So 2 former Steelheads on the ice right now. Nielsen across to Jones. He'll take a shot that's blocked by Kumatsis. Shea over to Fonstan. Right side shot. Saved by Thompson. Puck still alive. As Idaho had their stick break. They literally kicked it ahead to McEachern, who pitchforks it towards the Utah line. Run down by Cooper Jones. Far circle Grizzlies zone. Jones will cut in front of Barcheski. Skate north-south. Dangling the puck back and forth. He crosses center ice. Right wing, and he'll chip it in. As Jones with great speed gets there about the same time as Thompson as he was playing it behind his net. Steelheads cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. 3-on-4. Idaho over the line. Left side. Miller. Lefty shot. Kick saved by Barcheski. Rebound towards the right wing. Backing off. Drops for Svetlikov. He gets up top to Harsh. Back towards Svetlikov off his shin. And the puck goes towards Utah as it would have been a delayed offside. Idaho touches up at neutral ice. Grizzlies have the puck as Andrew Nelson will saucer it off to the left wing wall. Webster tried to reach for it. Couldn't. Puck goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Idaho gets back with A.J. White, the longtime captain. Over to Svetlikov. Pass behind him. And icing is on Idaho with 7:37 left in the first. So draw comes back towards Brian Thompson. Utah leads the shot count 7-5. So Grizzlies will have Hillebrand out there with Gallant and Webster. Hillebrand's one of those guys who makes an impact out in front of the net. And because of that, he can contribute. And he has contributed about 3 or 4 times where he didn't get a point. But his impact out in front of the net screened a goaltender and really allowed the guy from the point to get the goal. We saw that in Bloomington and saw that a couple times here in this homestand. Over to Hillebrand on a blue line to blue line pass off his stick. Harsh will lift it over Hillebrand's head as puck hit the ops towards the Utah line. Corbett trying to get towards Gallant and Webster. Puck flies out of play off a Grizzly stick of neutral ice. Deep off the Idaho protective netting. Draw's going to come back at center ice with 7:18 left in the first. For the Grizzlies, they got the first goal tonight. Utah this season, when scoring first, have a record of 9-3-2-1. These fans are chugging beer here at Maverik Center. Looks like she was able to finish. Grizzlies win the draw. Yoon gets it to Dashke. Dashke, in his second full season as a pro, he had 16 goals with Kalamazoo last year. Over to Yoon, second-year pro. Over to Messner off his stick. Puck goes deep in the Steelhead zone. Idaho gets the loose puck, and they'll sell it towards the left point. Dashke keeps it in. Or across to Wood. Messner behind the net. Gets it jabbed away by Peter Walton. Walton runs down the loose puck. Gets there stride before Messner. Wood will brush it to the near corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Messner tried to fire it on net, and that's sticked away by A.J. White. As Idaho will loft it out to center ice. Dashke runs it down at the Utah line. Dashke with a cross-ice pass that connects to Wood. Wood skates back towards the Utah line, loses his balance. No move it is left at center ice for Berg, who backhands it in. 6.5 minutes left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Kanadu, who's got an assist tonight, will move it is left. Now Andrew Ballant will throw it towards the Utah line. Puck went too far ahead of him as Jensen gets it across to Dashke. Across off Utah's end boards towards Jensen. The backhands it back to Dashke, who's got 31 points this season, 8 goals, 23 assists. Over to Jensen. It was a +3 in one of the games against Wichita. Over to Armstrong, who's a +1 or better in 10 different games this season. Puck off a stick. Armstrong, 6 goals this season. We'll move it to the right corner past Cade Nelson, who lets it go towards the end wall. Zins cuts off Aragon, as Zins will move it out to center ice. Grizzlies will toss it back into their own zone for Cade Jensen, who's paired up with Cody Corbett tonight. Jensen fakes it to Corbett and moves it to his left for Armstrong, the first-year pro. Armstrong tried to loft it in. Gloved and dropped by Register. And Register's pass towards Hoffman is behind him. And icing is on Idaho with 5:41 left in the first. So good end-to-end action by the Grizzlies and a really good shift by Craig Armstrong, who's come into his own as a pro. Last year in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, he had 17 goals and 22 assists in 67 games. Armstrong's got 6 goals in his last 20 games and 2 goals in his last 6 games. Bonstad will take the draw as he stares down the Steelhead. He stares down Brendan Hoffman, who's really been a godsend for Idaho. The 2 assists he had last night meant that it was his 10th multiple-point game this season. Idaho wins the draw. Trevor Zenz will zip it out to center ice. Moynihan will tap it towards the Idaho bench as Bakanov gets pushed off the puck by Fonstad. Over to Shea, left wing. He'll take a lefty shot. And a backhand save by Thompson. He holds on with 5:26 left in the first period. Time out of the ice. We're tied as 1. Cole Fonstad scored 4:54 in for Utah. Idaho responded as Andre Bakanov, for the second straight night, scored a first period goal, 9:58 in. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
There's 5:26 left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Don't forget to join us on Monday night for the series finale. Grizzlies are hoping it's a rubber match. Idaho won 2-1 last night in overtime. For the Grizzlies, Monday night is a special one. After all, you can get a family 4-pack of tickets for just $48. And then the Grizzlies will be on the road for 4 straight games, 3 in Tulsa next week, and then 1 on February 11th against Wichita before the Idaho Steelheads return to town. A 3-game set on President's Day weekend. Fonstad will take the draw. He's got Shea to his left and Mastrodonado to his right. Nielsen and Jones up top. Offensive zone draw for Utah. Left point, won by Shea. On towards Nielsen. Actually, is won by Fonstad. Moynihan will move it out to the right side. Grizzlies keep it in. The Maestro over to Fonstad down the middle. Puck bats in the air. And it's gloved on a backhand snap about shoulder high by Thompson. Grizzlies will stay in the offensive zone for the next draw as there's 5:15 left in the first. If we're talking about all sorts of offensive firepower with that top forward line, we mentioned Cole Fonstad's credentials with the 24 AHL goals. Mastrodonado had 4 goals in 19 AHL games last year. And Neil Shea is averaging close to a goal every game and a third. 16 goals through 23 games this season. Puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, run down by the Maestro. Keaton Mastrodonado, second-year pro out of Canisius. He's behind Barczewski's net as he'll quarterback this unit. Skating 5-on-5, ahead to Shea. He slides it towards Fonstad, back towards Shea. He tried to filter it towards the net, and it's sticked away by Connor McEachern, who's been one of Idaho's best forwards this season. McEachern crosses center ice, steps over the offensive line. Left point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Barczewski, who snatched it about knee-high. He holds on with 4:40 left in the first. Draws game in the Grizzlies zone. Utah has outshot Idaho 8-6. And really like last night's game, it's been really a fun back-and-forth battle. Both teams aren't giving an inch. Both teams are really passing the puck pretty well. This has been great hockey here in the first 16 minutes of play. Draws game over in the left circle. Jade Miller will take it, but winning it is Cole Fonstad. Grizzlies have held their own in the faceoff circle in the first period. Dashke behind his net, paired up with Yoon. He gets pushed by Svetlikov. Puck kicks towards the end boards as Gallant gets blasted by Ballant. Reed Lepster gets the puck. He'll move it towards the middle of the ice for Yoon. Yoon, the second-year pro out of Colorado College. Left side, he tried to slide one on net, looking for Gallant to redirect it. Pass goes wide of the mark. Now right point. Hillebrand around the boards. Dashke in the left corner, but Reese Harsh gets there first. And Harsh will move it back to the Utah line. Run down by Brian Yoon. Yoon will pitch it over to Lepster, left side. Lepster skates down the middle, crosses center ice, gets his way into the offensive zone, over to Dashke, left wing. Lefty shot, saved by Thompson. As Thompson crouched down in the butterfly position and made the stop about waist high. 3:56 is left in the first period, and Reese Harsh and Chad Hillebrand get more acquainted out in front of the net. And that's that impact for Hillebrand. You know, you talk about Reese Harsh wanting to get physical. You know, Harsh is a big 6'4", 201-pound defenseman in their own right. Hillebrand's not going to back down, and he's done that ever since he's joined the Grizzlies. Get in front of the net and be relentless. And with Hillebrand out there with Reese Harsh, Hillebrand makes sure to stop right in front of Thompson, just to let him know that he's going to be there all night. Messner will take the draws out there with Berg and Wood. And as a draw won by Idaho, they're in their own zone. As Jason Horvath will move it ahead slowly. Hank Crone gets it. He'll race across center ice. He'll step over the offensive blue. Crone will tap it off the end boards. A.J. White lets it go to the corner. Wade Murphy gets pushed by Jones. Murphy boxes out Jones. Murphy tried to kick it out in front. It bounced off the side of the net. Now Murphy gets the left side. Shot saved by Barczewski. Puck still alive. As getting the rebound was Horvath. Will skate towards his left. Horvath now in the high slot. Take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Barczewski. He snatched it about knee high in the butterfly position. 3:28 left in the first. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Utah's up to 9 shots, and the Steelheads have 8. Made a good goaltenders duel in last night's game, and it looks like tonight is shaping up to be one as well. Barczewski's been quick as a cat here for the Grizzlies over the last month. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Risby holds up a sign near side if you're watching on Flow Sports over in the near corner. As White taking the draw with Mick Messner, both teams' respective captains. Now White's kicked out of the face-off circle. Wade Murphy will take the draw. And Idaho fans have to be thrilled to have him back in their lineup. As Crone, Murphy, and White, assuming they're all healthy, that's quite a top forward line. Seems like most teams in this league. Off the drop, puck hipping out towards Barczewski, and he will hold on with 3:26 left in the first. Draw's going to be back in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Seems like just about every team in this league has got a top forward line that is lethal. Grizzlies certainly have that with Masha, Donato, Shea, and Fonstad. And we've seen Tahoe when they've come in with a great forward line. Kansas City certainly has that with Androv and Cade Borchard leading the way. Draw in the left circle, won by Idaho. As Nick Canati, who's been acting as a forward this year, high slot, lefty shot. It's kicked away by Barczewski's left pad. Grizzlies will wobble it out to center ice. Puck got about 15 feet of air under it. Canati runs it down. He was a defenseman last year. He's been a forward this year, but he's back to a D role due to injuries, particularly to Patrick Kudla. Grizzlies towards the near side. Adam Berg in his own zone. Will zip it across towards the Grizzlies bench off a Hoffman stick, and DJ McFarland and Jackson Hibbert, the equipment managers, jump out of the way. But McFarland's okay. His heart's racing a little bit. Jackson Hibbert, though, looks like he's as calm as can be. As a fan over in row 1 of section 125 is going to come away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. Well, puck ended up deflecting out of playoff Hoffman's stick. Everybody had to duck out of the way. Christian Horn didn't flinch. Jackson Hibbert got his right forearm in the way to make sure he didn't glance him in the face. I'm not sure if it really got a piece of DJ McFarland or not. Faceoff's going to be at center ice. It's referee Harrison O'Prey talking with the Idaho bench. Both teams have 9 shots. It's late in the first period. 3:02 left. We've had a ton of faceoffs and a ton of stoppages here in the first period. Idaho wins the draw. Walton will get it to his right for Moynihan, and he'll wobble it in. Puck knuckles. Barczewski calmed it cleanly right there with great hands. Puck to the right side as Glott battles with Hoffman. Hoffman has the size advantage. Grizzlies in the right corner. Dashke gets it around Utah's net towards Yoon, who zips it to the left side. Pass goes tape to Aragon. Aragon will dump it into the left corner and chase after. Kanani with good speed gets there before Aragon. They were teammates at the start of last year. As Idaho will kick it across towards their bench area. Moynihan tried to filter it out towards Hoffman. And a great defensive play in the right point by Cade Nilsson, nudging the puck back to neutral ice. Over the line, Aragon to Armstrong, who centers it, and it's tapped away by Register. Fonstad gets it. He'll take a shot that goes wide from the slot. As Register behind his own net, with about 2 minutes left in the first period, both teams will change up forwards. As Grizzlies get Shea out there with Fonstad and Mastro Donato. Register shuffles his feet. Now he'll lumber with the puck to neutral ice. He'll saucer it past Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson spun around McEachern. Foot race towards the corner. Cooper Jones gets their stride ahead of McEachern. Puck wobbles on its side like a spinning top towards Utah's bench. Register dumps it in. Barcheski over to Nilsson. Across to Jones, who surveys. Jones will whip it ahead. Register has a glance off his stick. It goes deep into the Steelhead zone. 1.5 minutes left in the first period. Register rolls it along. Harrison O'Prey skips out of the way. Ballon at center ice dumps it in. He got blasted by Cade Jensen. As Fonstad will bounce it off of Jensen, who gets the puck. He'll tattoo it off the glass. It's off Shea's glove. Idaho moves it across the left corner. Kumatsis gets taken off the puck by Corbett. Now Kumatsis gets it back, skates towards the left point, drops to the spot he vacated. White will move it to Wade Murphy. He's in the left corner. Still had skate from left to right here in the period. Crone gets it. Dangles around. Corbett will brush the puck towards the near wing wall. Shea feeds to the right point. Harsh keeps it in. Harsh to Crone. Shot and a score. Great hands by Hank Crone. He was at the near goal line. Just a one-time tap off his stick. Left side pass, Barcheski. Crone taunts the Maverik Center crowd. He was last night's hero, and he picks up his 12th goal of the year. The Steelheads take a 2-1 lead. Looked like the puck glanced off of Crone's stick and between Barcheski's arm, right there under his left arm. So Hank Crone has a goal in back-to-back games. Before last night, he had missed 10 straight games due to injury. Crone with the goal, and Reese Harsh with the assist. Although the piece of paper I just got said that Harsh got the goal with Crone getting an assist. I think it's Crone that finds the back of the net for the 12th time this season. And the announcement by Mark Larson, the PA announcer, does say Hank Crone. As the puck bounces to Grizzlies ice, Yoon runs it down. He'll slide it to Dashke near circle of the Grizzlies zone. Dashke back to Yoon. As Yoon will race out to center ice. He crossed the center red. He'll pitch to his left for Hillebrand over the line. He'll get to Lepster down the middle of the ice. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. He missed the net glove side on Thompson. Puck bounces off of Gallant. He regathers it. Gallant will move it to his right. Hillebrand, lefty shot, saved by Thompson. And he holds on with 23.8 seconds left in the first. I talked with Gallant and Hillebrand after last night's game, just kind of briefly. They said they were line mates. They couldn't really remember it, but they think they were line mates for the last 2 seasons that they were together at Western Michigan. You can certainly tell they've played together frequently, as they seem to have that natural connection. They just know where the other is going to be on the ice. And Reed Lepster's been a good line mate with them. That forward line has put together some good scoring chances here so far. Both teams have 10 shots. Steelheads lead 2-1. Idaho's gotten goals from Andre Bakanov and Hank Crone. Those are the 2 guys who scored for Idaho last night. Grizzlies win the draw, but it goes past Nielsen out to center ice, over to Jones, back to Andrew Nielsen. He crosses center ice, steps over the offensive blue. Left point, lefty shot, routine save by Thompson. And the whistle blows with 11.4 seconds left in the first. During the first intermission, we will recap the first period, go over some league scores, we'll probably check in on the Mountain Division standings, and we'll also check in on a busy night in the National Hockey League. Utah Hockey Club lost 3-2 in overtime to Columbus. Utah will host St. Louis tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. Utah wins a draw. Gallant trying to get to Nielsen. Gallant will bounce it into Grizzlies ice. 3 seconds left. Jones runs it down. The whistle blows with 1.8 seconds left in the first. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. With the Hillebrand shot in the right wing, Utah's up to 11 shots to Idaho's 10. Grizzlies NHL affiliate, Colorado, got a 5-0 victory over St. Louis last night. Kel McCarr had one of the Colorado 5 goals. Cade Nilsson will take the draw. Pretty much what he'll do is just try to shuffle the puck towards the net. Or maybe he'll get it back to Nilsson. There might be just enough time where Nilsson could get it to Nilsson, if you will, and then Andrew Nilsson could fire away on net. That's what Cade Nilsson's talking with Andrew Nilsson about right now. A.J. White, though, is the veteran. He's going to try to thwart it. White wins the face-off, throws it to the near corner, and that will do it for 20 minutes here at Maverik Center. Grizzlies scored first. Cole Fonstad picked up Utah's 3rd shorthanded goal of the season. It was unassisted, 4:54 in. Idaho tied it up 9:58 in as Andre Bakanov gets his 6th goal in a Steelheads uniform. This is his 9th game with Idaho. as he was acquired on January 7th. Moynihan and Kanadi picked up the assist there, and then 19:02 into the first. It was Harsh to Crone to the back of the net. Hank Crone now has 12 goals this season, and for Reese Harsh, that is his third assist, and this is 27th game of the year. A little bit of politicking at center ice. McMessner talking with Colin Klein indoors. And a stillhead that might be Wade Murphy talking with the other lines. Actually, it's A.J. White, their captain. When we come back, we'll recap the first period and talk some hockey as Idaho leads 2-1, where the concession stands are certainly going to be packed. It's a big Maverik Center crowd, certainly the biggest crowd of this season. They're going to go get some snacks and beverages of their choice. It's Idaho 2, Utah 1. We played 20 minutes here at Maverik Center in the second of a 3-game series. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Through 20 minutes here at Maverik Center, and the Steelheads lead the Grizzlies 2-1. It's interesting that you talk about the two goal scorers that Idaho had last night. It was Andre Bakanov and Hank Crone. Bakanov scored in the first period. Idaho led 1-0 after one frame, and then the Grizzlies got a second period goal from Adam Berg. The overtime game winner was scored by Hank Crone. So the two goal scorers for Idaho last night are the two goal scorers here in the first period. Grizzlies got on the board first. It was an Idaho power play early in the contest, as the penalty was Chad Hillebrand. Actually, the first power play went to the Grizzlies tonight, as Idaho's Jason Harsh got a hooking minor 154 into the game. The Grizzlies had two shots in their one power play, but they couldn't find the back of the net. And then Idaho got a power play when Chad Hillebrand got a roughing minor exactly 4 minutes into the game. Idaho had two shots on their power play, but the only one that found the back of the net was Cole Fonstad. As Fonstad took the puck away from A.J. White around the Utah blue line. Fonstad had a 2-on-1. He had Mastro Donato cutting towards his left. Fonstad, though, called his own number from the right wing as he fired a pass Brian Thompson. Fonstad now has 5 goals in this homestand. What a homestand for Cole Fonstad. He had 4 goals in the Wichita series, and he finds the back of the net for the first time against Idaho this year. It was unassisted, 4:54 into the first. It's Utah's third shorthanded goal this season, and thinking about by memory the other 2 shorthanded goals, I remember Neil Shea had one of the 2, and the other shorthanded goal was actually Neil Shea. I remember Messner in the preseason, he had a 3-on-5. Two-man, Idaho had a 2-man power play, 5-on-3, and Messner scored there, and that was in the preseason. Utah's third shorthanded goal this year. Neil Shea actually had the other two. So Shea had 2 shorthanded goals, and Fonstad joins the club, as Utah now has 3 shorthanded goals on the season. Idaho got on the board. 9:58 into the first period. It was on a delayed penalty, so Thompson was off the ice. Idaho was skating with 6, and they entered the zone from the left wing as Moynihan dropped it to Kanadi in the left dot. Kanadi fired on net, and the puck bounced and trickled past Barcheski. Puck was laying in the crease, and Bakanov was able to spot it, and he got there before Kay Jensen, and Bakanov got the puck, and he nudged it past the goal line for Idaho's first of the night. Bakanov now has 9 goals this season and 6 in an Idaho uniform. And what an addition he's been over the last 4 weeks to the Idaho club. Patrick Moynihan and Nick Kanadi picked up the assists. Moynihan now has 17 assists on the year. Kanadi now has 9 helpers. Stayed a 1-1 tie for about 10 minutes. And then Reese Harsh had the puck over in the left point. He found Hank Crone all alone near goal line. Harsh fed Crone a hot pass. It glanced off of Crone's stick, and I think the puck ended up between Barcheski's left arm and the rest of his body and sailed past Barcheski for Idaho's second goal of the night. Crone now has a goal in back-to-back games for Idaho. Before that, he had missed 10 straight games due to injury. Reese Harsh now has 3 assists on the season. Utah outshot Idaho 11-10 in the first period, but it's the Steelheads that have a 2-1 lead. Andre Bakanov, who scored Idaho's first goal, he's the only Steelhead to have 2 shots in the first period. 8 other Idaho skaters have 1 shot. And for the Grizzlies, Cole Fonstad leads the way with 3 shots, including 1 goal. Keaton Mastrodonado has 2 shots for the Grizzlies. 6 other Grizzlies have 1 shot, and that includes Dashke, Andrew Nilsson, as well as Briley Wood, Neil Shea. Cooper Jones has 1 shot, which came from the right point. And Chad Hillebrand, he fired away late in the first period from the right circle. So we'll see what happens in the second. Utah has been a big-time second period club. You know, the Grizzlies did score 1 second period goal in last night's game. The Grizzlies have a second period goal in 23 of their last 26 games. And over the last 4 games, Grizzlies have 12 second period goals, which includes a team record 7 second period goals last Saturday against the Wichita Thunder. So a lot of hockey left to be played. Idaho, though, is 11-0 this season when leading after 1. So once they get a lead, they do a good job protecting it. We'll see what the Grizzlies do here in the second period. Other action in the Mountain Division. 2 other games in progress in the division. After 2 periods, Wichita leads Tulsa 2-1. That will be the Grizzlies' 2 opponents next week on the road trip. Next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 3 straight nights of hockey. The Grizzlies will be at BOK Center against the Oilers, and we are praying that Tulsa has different camera operators this time. They've got to hire somebody new. I'd have to think. There's about 600,000 people living in the Tulsa area. I know we can find 2 people who know how to operate a camera. So hopefully things will go well. We do have 1 more game in this homestand. That will be Monday night in the series finale against Idaho. Wichita leads 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Russell and Alex Gritz have the Wichita goals. Gritz has been a pretty good addition to Wichita. They picked him up last week from the SPHL. Doogie Legrone, who played in 1 game for the Grizzlies during the 2018-2019 season. He has Tulsa's goal, which came 11-13 into the second period. Tulsa's outshot Wichita 27-18, but it's Wichita that has a 2-1 lead after 2 periods. Also after 2 frames at Credit Union of Texas Event Center, the Rapid City Rush have a 2-0 lead. Luke Millamock and Max Coella have the Maurizio Coella have the Rapid City goals. Rush have outshot the Americans 30-15. And Rapid City, after 2 periods, on the road has a 2-0 lead over the Allen Americans. I think there's one other game in the Mountain Division. That game has gone final. It's played this afternoon. Kansas City defeats Tahoe 4-3. And that was an overtime finish as McPherson picked up the overtime game winner for Kansas City. 2:03 into the extra session. Jackson Berezowski, Cam Morrison, and Max Androv each had goals for Kansas City. For Tahoe, Troy Loggins, Sloan Stanek, and Jet Johnson each scored a goal. Kansas City defeats Tahoe 4-3. After one frame here at Maverik Center, Idaho leads Utah 2-1. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores and check in on those who are living the dream. You've been listening to the Intermission Report of the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
First intermission, Idaho leads Utah 2-1. Finals in the National Hockey League. Maple Leafs had a 4-1 lead early in the third period when Mitch Marner scored 18 seconds in. Edmonton scored 2 unanswered in the third period. Zach Hyman and Corey Perry each found the back of the net. But Edmonton ran out of time as Toronto holds on for a 4-3 victory over Edmonton. Kings get a 4-2 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. Kevin Fiala scored an insurance goal, 11:40 into the third period. So the Kings get the victory. Fiala ended the night with 2 goals. Philip Daniel had 1 goal and 1 assist. Eric Robinson had a goal for Carolina in the loss. Kings 2 and the Kings 4 and the Hurricanes 2. In overtime, the Jets get a 5-4 victory over the Capitals. Josh Morrissey got the overtime game winner, 1:57 in, with Scheifele and Connor getting the assists. Islanders in overtime get a 3-2 victory over the Lightning. Tony DeAngelo got the overtime game winner. It's his first of the year, and that was 33 seconds into the extra session. Islanders outshot the Lightning 36-30, and New York gets a 3-2 victory over Tampa. Senators open up a can on Minnesota. Ottawa gets a 6-0 victory. Jake Sanderson was the number 1 star. He had 1 goal and 3 assists. Tim Stützle had 1 goal and 2 assists, and Brady Tkachuk had 1 goal and 1 assist. It was all Ottawa. They outshot Minnesota 52-16, and the Senators come away with a 6-0 victory. The Penguins shut out the Predators 3-0 as Erik Karlsson had 2 assists. And Pittsburgh gets the victory. They outshot the Predators 36-25. On national TV, Bruins got a 6-3 victory over the Rangers. David Pastrnak had a hat trick and added an assist. Zaka had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Brad Marchand had 2 assists for the Bruins. Both teams had 25 shots. But Boston had 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third, and they defeat New York 6-3. The defending champion Florida Panthers get a 5-1 victory over Chicago. Sam Reinhart had 1 goal and 2 assists. Carter Verhaeghe had 1 goal and 1 assist. And Alexander Barkov had 2 assists to lead the Florida attack. Panthers get the victory out shooting the Blackhawks 44-25. One game that's getting underway in a few minutes. Detroit is at Calgary. Obviously, with Detroit, you think about Theo Fleury, who was a superstar in the 90s. Theo Fleury is in attendance here tonight. He was signing autographs for an hour before tonight's game. And what a thrill it is to have Theo Fleury in the building, the 7-time NHL All-Star. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey on the other side. But let's look at some first-period stats as they show it on the big board here at Maverik Center. Both teams were 0 for 1 on the power play, but it was the Grizzlies that scored the shorthanded goal with Cole Fonstad, 4:54 into the game. Both teams had 4 scoring chances in the first period, according to the on-ice officials. A lot of face-offs. Idaho won that battle 17-14. Both teams had 2 power play shots. Both teams had 1 shorthanded shot. The Grizzlies made it count with Fonstad getting his 5th of the year. Idaho had 8 hits. Utah had 5. Grizzlies with 7 giveaways in the first. Idaho had 3. Interesting enough, we talked about the shorthanded goal that Utah had. Idaho's goal was scored 6-on-5 with it being a delayed penalty. something you don't normally see, but maybe once or twice a year. So Steelheads lead 2-1, but as we mentioned before, Grizzlies are a strong second period club. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side as this huge Maverik Center crowd close to a sellout. They're enjoying things. Simba Cam is going on here on the Maverik Center ice in the stands. And when we come back, we'll have second period action. It's the second of a 3-game set. Don't forget to get your tickets for Monday night. The series finales, the Grizzlies take on the Steelheads. And Utah's hoping it's the rubber match. Idaho's hoping to have that game be for a 3-game sweep. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a second period comeback in them as Idaho leads Utah 2-1. We'll come back in 2 minutes and have second period action. You've been listening to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Now we're set for second period action here at Maverik Center. Cole Fonstad is Utah's lone goalie, scored shorthanded 4:54 into the first period. Neil Shea had the other 2 shorthanded goals this season. It's interesting if we're talking about that first forward line for the Grizzlies. They combined for 6 shots in the first period, 6 of Utah's 11. Mastrodonado had 2, Neil Shea with 1 shot. Fonstad led all skaters with 3 shots. It's interesting to think about maybe close to half the shots Grizzlies will have tonight will come from that top forward unit. That certainly wouldn't be much of a surprise. Neil Shea, in 23 games this year, has taken 102 shots. Keaton Mastrodonado, in 21 games this season, has 70 shots, which is interesting because the Maestro has averaged about 4 shots per game, at least through the first 15 games he's appeared in. And Cole Fonstad has really settled in nicely. You knew once he got that first goal out of the way, he was going to score them in bunches, and he certainly has. 4 goals in the Wichita series, and he's contributed mightily here tonight. Grizzlies will start the second period with that forward lineup of Mastrodonado, Shea, and Fonstad. That's the forward line that started the game. Utah's top defensive pairing will be out there. Brian Yoon and Derek Dashke as they talk things over with Grizzlies assistant coach Christian Horn. Idaho will start the second period with the 5 that started the game. Andre Bakanov, who scored Idaho's first goal. He's out there with Brendan Hoffman and Andrew Ballant, and defensive pairing of Trevor Zins and Matt Register. 20 minutes are on the Maverik Center scoreboard clock. Fans returning to their seats after getting a beverage of their choice, maybe some snacks. Grizzlies will skate from left to right here in the second period as we see it from high top section 114. Your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. Just pretend it's a radio. Grizzlies win the draw as Cooper Jones out to center ice. I'd said it was Dashke and Yoon. It's actually Jones and Nilsson getting the start in the second period, although it was Dashke and Yoon that got the start in the first period. Shea goes down right corner. No calling, gets back to his feet. Cooper Jones pedals towards his left. Right point. I'll take a righty shot that's blocked. Fonstad will direct it across towards Jones. Puck goes off the boards out to center ice. Grizzlies reset. Skate back into their own zone. Andrew Nelson will zip it across to Fonstad, who drops it off his stick for Shea, moves it across to Jones, across the center ice, and he'll fire it off the left corner glass. Thompson will get it towards Zins, who zips it to Ballant at neutral ice. Ballant will chip it into the left corner. No icing. Barczewski will brush it towards the left corner. Hoffman tries to box out Fonstadt for the puck. As the puck goes back towards the left point. Hoffman to back it off. One-timer saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes to the right side for Reese Harsh. Over to the right corner. He gets pushed by Lebster. Hoffman will slide it up top. Horvath, they'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Well, it looked like he didn't know where it was, but it was in the breadbasket. He holds on with 18:55 left in the second. There's a lot of action here early on in the second period. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. These Grizzlies will have the Western Michigan products. Gallant and Hillebrand out there with Lebster. Lebster's kind of moved around a little bit in terms of which unit he's been on here so far tonight. Taking the draws, Kumatsis. After McEachern is kicked out of the faceoff circle, Horvath gets it. He'll get it towards Kumatsis, left side. He'll take a lefty shot, kick saved by Barczewski. Now Hillebrand gets the puck. Grizzlies skate from left to right. Hillebrand races out to new tries, cross the center red. He'll chip it in. As Gallant races over there, close the gap on McEachern. Lebster to Gallant behind the net. He danced around. He tried to get towards Hillebrand out in front. It's taken away by McEachern with good hands. Over to Kumatsis, who races across center ice right wing. Kumatsis over the line with speed. Will skate towards the right goal line. Now around the net. Kumatsis up top to Horvath as Kumatsis got blasted by Jensen. Horvath throws it towards the middle of the ice. Moynihan back towards Horvath, left circle. He swirls around along the near boards. Up top to Harsh. High slot. Righty shot saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes to Kumatsis. He's being boxed out by Jensen. As puck ricochets right corner towards the middle of the ice. Cody Corbett gets it. Corbett ahead to Lebster across the center ice. Lebster right wing. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. He's got 8 goals and 8 assists this season. Puck goes back to new try. Stashke gets it for Utah. And he'll slide it about 5 feet ahead of him to Adam Berg, who loses the puck. Hank Crone gets it. Skates down the middle. Veers off to the left. His shot is blocked by Hume. As Hume gets the puck and gets it to Wood. Briley Wood crosses the center ice. So move it to his right for Berg. Berg over the offensive line. Gets it to Messner. Right side. He'll take a lefty shot and it goes wide. Messner leads Utah in shots on goal in the season. Idaho steps over the offensive line. Peter Walton will shuffle towards the right side. Now around the net. He's being shadowed like a hawk by Hume. As A.J. White left side fires it across. Murphy, right point, gets it to Crone, who's had a good shift. Crone up top to Walton. Left side dangles. Now he'll move it to White down the middle of the ice to try to get it to a cutting Kanadi left side. Pass goes wide of the mark. Kanadi rolls it behind Utah's net. Dashke will get it towards Yoon. It glanced off of his stick. Yoon gets it in the left corner. Over to Berg, who will tap it off the boards. Wood races around Svetlikov. Right side. Wood stops on a dime. Will take a righty shot. Saved by Thompson. Now Thompson dives in the crease to cover up. Boy, Briley Wood was racing in with all sorts of momentum. Stopped on the right side. He went stick side on Thompson, who made a nice blocker save. Loose puck out in the crease, and Thompson was able to recover it and hold on. Boy, golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to tie it up as Wood was denied by Thompson. Wood just stopped, dangled back and forth. But Thompson, who's a big 6'5" goaltender, used every bit of it as he didn't really give Briley Wood much of a shooting angle. So Draw's going to be over in the left circle. Cade Nilsson will take the drives out there with Aaron Aragon and Craig Armstrong. Draw won by the Grizzlies, but it goes out to new tries. Cooper Jones accepts the puck as he will slide it across to Nilsson near the Grizzlies bench. Andrew, that is, over to Aragon. He'll dump it in from new tries. Trevor Zins takes the puck, and Cade Nilsson picks his pocket. Nilsson tries to center it towards Aragon. Puck bounced off a stick to Cooper Jones, right side. Jones fires a righty shot. It goes high and wide. Puck ricochets off the glass. Svetlikov gets the loose puck. He gets it taken away. Cade Nilsson, right side. Dance around. He's got 3 goals this season. Nilsson around Idaho's net towards the far side. He gets held up by Zins. Register collides with Aragon. Armstrong takes the puck, 6 goals this season. Over to Aragon, who gets hit in the back by Zins. Armstrong over the corner gets double teamed by a tall defensive pairing. Idaho comes out with the puck. About 4 minutes into the third period, Trevor Zins will crash the puck off the glass as Utah nudges it ahead to Armstrong over the line as he gets engulfed by Matt Register. Idaho takes it back. Zins will slide it to his left. Jade Miller gets to center ice, and he will wobble it in. Steelheads make a full line change. Grizzlies over to the right corner. Cooper Jones runs it down. Jones earlier this season played with Jacksonville. As Grizzlies will slide it towards Shea. It moves it back to Dashke in the specialty jersey. Ed to Fonstad off his stick. Fonstad gets it back, dumps it into the left corner. Remember, you can bid on those specialty jerseys on the Dash Auction app. The game-worn jerseys the Grizzlies are wearing as we speak. Horvath crosses center ice to his right for Kumatsis, who dangles, skating towards the right corner, stops, reverses his field. He gets hit in the back by Jensen, and Shea takes the puck away. 2-on-2. Shea will lunge it ahead towards Mastrodonato. Puck skips to Thompson, who holds on. 15-12 left in the second. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. So Grizzlies will get some fresh forwards on the ice. Gallant, Hillebrand, and Lebster. Well, when you come to a Grizzlies home game, make sure to go to the Grizzlies team store. All sorts of great stuff at the team store. I'm going to have to go on Monday. I don't know. I might be in the market for a hat. I don't know. A hoodie might be good. There's a lot of great stuff at the Grizzlies team store. Hillebrand will take the draw against Brendan Hoffman. Hoffman has 10 multiple-point games this season. Hillebrand's kicked out of the face-off circle. Gallant will take the draw. After his Western Michigan career ended, Gallant played a handful of games at the end of the 2022-23 season with the Trois-Rivières Lions. Before the start of last season, he was traded to the Grizzlies. He's certainly been a great distributor for Utah ever since. Grizzlies won the draw. Gallant has a puck, slides it towards Lebster, left circle. Cyrus to Hillebrand. One-time tap off his stick goes wide as Hillebrand was shoveling it towards the net. Gallant right side, righty shot, blocker saved by Thompson. Puck flies out of play off the protective netting. He had one in the first period that bounced off his blocker and went over the protective netting. A fan in row two comes away with a souvenir. Those two are probably dating each other. Yeah, they certainly look like it. What a date night it is. Fan sees himself on the video board and he starts chugging away. It looks like he's going to finish that beer with ease. And he slams the can on his forehead. Grizzlies fans go nuts. Draws in the right circle. Gallant will take these out there with Lebster and Hillebrand. 5 minutes into the second period, Idaho leads 2-1. Nobody scored here so far in the second frame. Grizzlies have it right corner as Lebster will nudge it to Yoon, right side. Yoon cires it towards Gallant. Puck goes to the left wing for Lebster. Lebster fakes it to Gallant. Gets to Dashke, left point. Lefty shot, saved by Thompson. Rebound, Lebster, sharp angled shot, saved by Thompson again. And this time he holds on. And Chad Hillebrand trying to muscle his way through Kanadi. Play gets a little bit spirited. Now both teams will cease and desist and go their separate ways. Good shift by the Western Michigan products and Reed Lebster. Lebster played with two different colleges. I know he finished his college career at Michigan State University, where last year he had 6 goals and 13 assists. Before that, he had 4 productive seasons at UMass Amherst. The most goals he scored at Amherst was in his junior season, the 2021-22 season, where he had 9 goals. And the next goal would be number 9 for Lebster. McMaster will take the drives out there with Wood and Berg. .37 left in the second period. Idaho leads 2-1. Steelheads win the draw. They skate from right to left during the period. As backing off, will bounce it off of Jones. Cooper, that is. As Kanadi will shovel it towards Briley Wood. Messner, right point, fires towards the net. And that's redirected by an Idaho stick. Kanadi gloves it, drops it, taps it off the glass. Puck to Grizzlies ice. Wood tried to shovel it ahead. Puck pinballs around. Blount gets around Jones. He'll take a righty shot, and it goes wide as it bounced off of Andrew Nilsson's stick. Puck's had a mind of its own here tonight. Backing off, right point. Will backhand it ahead as Walton battles with Berg, but Berg, he gets the puck. He'll throw it back behind his net for Andrew Nilsson. Grizzlies spread the ice 6 minutes into the second period. Idaho leads 2-1. Shots been pretty close to even. In fact, both teams close to 15 shots. Grizzlies have 15 to Idaho's 14. Utah will ricochet it off the near wing wall. It's cleared out by Matt Register. No icing on the play. Andrew Nilsson runs it down. The Steelheads will reshuffle the deck personnel-wise out to center ice as Aragon hit McEachern in the back. Puck slides to the Utah line, to the Idaho line. Register gets it. As he'll pitch it ahead to McEachern, who crosses center ice, gets around Armstrong. McEachern skates down Broadway. He'll take a lefty shot. And it glanced off of Andrew Nilsson, sticking it flies out of play. 13:25 left in the second period. Steelheads still lead the Grizzlies 2-1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Minutes and 25 seconds are left in the second period. Idaho leads 2-1. They've gotten goals from Andre Bakanov and Hank Crone. Utah's goal scored by Cole Fonstad. He scored the first goal of the game. Idaho responded with 2 unanswered. Don't forget to join us on Monday nights for the third and final game of the series. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. And with Mondays this season, you can get a family 4-pack of tickets for just $48. Draws giving the Grizzlies zone. Right circle. McEachern will take the draw against Cade Nelson. Nelson's kicked out of the circle. Aaron Aragon will take the draw. Aragon in his second season with the Grizzlies. Wearing number 15. Had the injury bug a little bit. Hopefully he'll be healthy for the rest of the season. Grizzlies won the draw. Corbett will slice it all the way towards Armstrong. Puck ricochets off the boards. Register throws it back in. Jensel bouncing off of McEachern. Kamatsis runs it down, the Arizona State product. Drops it for McEachern, who lays to Moynihan. 2-on-2 battle along the near boards. Moynihan loses the puck. Armstrong across to Aragon. He'll gain center ice, and he'll roll it along the boards. Armstrong trying to get it back towards Aragon as puck ends up to Cade Nelson, high slot. Gets around Zins, who pokes it back to center ice. Dashke gets it for Utah. He'll zip it across to Yoon, who skates towards the right circle. Take a righty shot, and it goes high and wide. As puck ricochets off the glass, Grizzlies let the puck go deep into their own zone. As they're in the middle of a line change, didn't want to risk having too many men on the ice called. We've seen that a few times this homestand. Puck ricochets off the referee. That gets a few cheers here at Maverik Center. Grizzlies get the puck. Shea skates towards an air wing wall. Tried to dump it in. Got past Colin Kleinendorf's linesman. Running it down is Jason Horvath. We'll slide it to Hank Crone, who drops it across for White. White across center ice. We'll get it to Harsh, who dumps it in. Harsh has 1 assist tonight. Yoon will roll it along the near wall. Puck hits a stanchion. Cole Fonstad runs it down. He's got a breakaway left circle. He swung and missed as he had Crone chasing after him. Fonstad fanned on it as he was all alone on the left wing. Asher Donato, left corner, gets it to Shea, but it's poked away. Shea had to get it on a bounce off of Murphy's stick. Shea will wobble one towards Dashke, who gets to the Maestro. Maestro gets pushed in the side by Murphy, but Masha Donato slides it to the left point for Dashke, who gets it back towards Masha Donato. Trying to kick it towards Shea. Idaho will lift it over the stick of Masha Donato, and the puck is taken by Hank Crone around the center ice logo. Crone will skip it in. Dashke ahead to Lepster. He drops for Hillebrand. Left side, lefty shot. Glove save by Thompson. Boy, Hillebrand had a lot of velocity on a wrist shot from the left side. Thompson makes a stop about shoulder high. 11:27 left in the second period. It's still 2-1 Idaho. We had mentioned Fonstad. Once he got that first goal, he started scoring them in bunches. Same case might be with Chad Hillebrand. Once he gets his first in the Utah uniform, he may score them in bunches. Fans here in section 114 are trying to start the wave, although it doesn't look like it's very successful as of yet. Gallant will take the drives out there with Lepster and Hillebrand. Grizzlies have a slight shot advantage here in the second period. Gallant up top to Lepster. Idaho takes the puck away. Lepster battles with Hoffman, but Lepster lost his stick. Still heads dump it in. Physical play is starting to get underway again as Andrew Nilsson and Jade Miller collided. Miller will come off slowly. Puck out to center ice. And dumping it in is Hillebrand as Idaho skating from right to left. Will wing it all the way towards Utah ice. Gloved and dropped by Nilsson. Cooper Jones Over there as Svetlikov took a spill. Grizzlies is about to the right side for Hillebrand over the line. He gets taken off the puck by Kanadi. Hillebrand drops for Messner, right wing. His right lefty shot, and it's the side of the net. Svetlikov gets blasted by Hillebrand. Puck towards the right side. Jones runs it down. Kanadi throws to the right point. Webster keeps it in. Jones across off a stick. Corbett left side, lefty shot. Saved by Thompson. Rebound goes to Hillebrand. He avoids the elbow backing off. Messner, right side, gets pushed into the corner by Peter Walton. Webster looking over his shoulder. Webster gets thrown into the back by Hoffman. Hoffman hits Webster in the back. Hoffman takes the puck. We're about halfway through the scheduled 60-minute affair. Puck trickles past Jensen. On to Corbett. Turnover. Kumatsis down the middle. Take a lefty shot. And it goes wide. Boy, Grizzlies got bailed out as Kumatsis missed the net stick side on Barcheski. Still 2-1 Idaho. As we're now at the halfway point of this 60-minute affair. Grizzlies dump it in. Thompson behind his net gets it towards Register. Nobody has scored here in the second period. Utah scored first with Fonstad, 4:56 in. Idaho responded with goals from Bakanov and Chrome. As Zins, right side, dangles back and forth. They'll throw it to the far goal line. Idaho tried to throw it back in. It bounced off the pad of Barcheski. Now up top, Zins over to Register, high slot. They'll throw it towards the right wing wall. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Bakanov is hit by Yoon in the side. Now Bakanov in the right corner gets held up by Yoon. As puck trickles towards Cade Nilsson, who taps off the glass. Puck hippity hops to Idaho ice. Zins runs it down. He'll chip it to Register left side. Register over the line. He'll direct it to the left circle as White couldn't reach it. Now behind the net, Grizzlies get physical. Great play by Cade Nilsson. Is that going to be a penalty? Well, the penalty is going to be on Idaho, it looks like. Crone will touch the puck up, throw it on to Barcheski. Slashing is going to be the call, and it's going to be on the Steelheads. So Grizzlies will get a power play for the second time tonight. He's going to the box. It's the future Hall of Famer, Matt Register. Register gets 2 minutes for slashing. 9:06 is left in the second period. So draw's going to come back towards Brian Thompson. Grizzlies did have 2 power play shots. The 2-minute power play they had in the first period. And that came in the first 4 minutes of the first period. Register 2 minutes for slashing, 10:54 into the second period. So draws give me the left circle. It's won by Idaho. Steelheads will whip it along the near wing wall. It goes past Nil Shea, all the back towards Barcheski. Barcheski will drop it for Derek Dashke. Dashke's out there with Shea, Fonstad, Mastrodonato, and Mick Messner. Puck to Mastrodonato right side, over to Messner. Messner skates over the line. Stops right wing. He'll throw it across to Shea. He's in the left point. Shea will pedal towards his right. He's now on the right point. Over to Fonstad, right corner. Fonstad skates towards the point slowly. Back to Dashke, over to Fonstad, who's now in the high slot. Fonstad slides it to Shea. Shea directs it to Dashke up top. Over to the Maestro, left circle. Back to Dashke. One-timer. Glove save by Thompson. He holds on. 1:17 is left in Utah's power play. And 8:23 left in the second. Idaho will make a change and get 4 fresh tires on the ice on this penalty kill unit. 1:17 is left in the Grizzlies power play. Grizzlies keep the same 5 on the ice. Utah with a few sticks on knees, trying to catch some Utah Wasatch front air. Not as much air as you get in some other places. Messner crouches down to take the draw. Messner has not missed a regular season game since he joined the Grizzlies late in the 2022-23 season. Messner's wearing the captain's C. It's the first time he's worn the C for a team since he was in the USHL with Madison in the 2017-2018 season. Messner wins the draw. Shea over to Fonstad, right side. Fonstad will shuffle towards the point. Now he gets it back to Dashke. He'll drop it to Mastrodonato over to Fonstad. He's in the right wing, skates towards the circle. He'll dangle and get it back towards Shea. Over to Mastrodonato. Shot saved by Thompson. Rebound goes to Idaho. Steelheads carried across center ice 2-on-3. Jade Miller over the line, stops the left point. He'll throw it to the corner. Svetlikov boxes out Dashke. As Miller comes off the ice, Grizzlies get it back. Mastrodonato over to Messner across the center ice. He steps over the offensive line. Gets around Peter Walton. Messner shields Walton from the puck. Zins joins the play. And Zins took it away. Nudged it to Walton, who clears it out. About 30 seconds left in Utah's power play. Home run pass connects to the Maestro. Right side shot. Save. Rebound shot and a score! Save that puck, Jackson Hibbert, as Chad Hillebrand gets his first pro goal. And the Grizzlies tie it up at 2. Boy, an unorthodox odd-man break on a power play. The Maestro right side took a shot. Kick saved by Thompson. Puck went towards the left circle, and Hillebrand slid it in. We talked about him being due. Chad Hillebrand, the Western Michigan product. As they save the puck for him, DJ McFarland will run to the locker room. And that's one Chad Hillebrand's going to keep for a long, long time. The Maestro's going to get an assist. He went out of a point in 11 of his 12 home games this season. And for Chad Hillebrand, he had 7 goals last year at Western Michigan University. He had 17 career goals in 4 seasons for the Western Michigan Broncos. Idaho skates back in. Skating in. Shot saved by Barczewski as the Steelheads had a really good look. That was Wade Murphy looking for his first of the year. Puck goes to the right side. Lebster over the line. Dumps into the corner. Gallant drops it back to Lebster. We're tied at 2. 7:08 and counting left in the second. Lebster gets held up in the corner. Hillebrand over in the area. Now Hillebrand holds his ground. Puck goes to Gallant. He'll skate in, drop it for Jones. High slide, try to get Hillebrand to redirect it. Puck goes wide. As getting the puck is Murphy. He'll sell it towards wide. It goes past him, and Idaho gets called for icing. 6:50 left in the second is 1 second to come off the clock after the whistle blew. So Hillebrand gets his first pro goal, 12:28 into the second period. Mastrodonato and Dashke get the assist. And with that, Derek Dashke breaks a 3-way tie for the club lead in points. Dashke now has 32 points this season, 24 assists and 8 goals. Dashke had come into play tonight. Time for the club lead with Neil Shea and Briley Wood. Those three had 31 points entering play tonight. And now Dashke has a club lead with 32. Grizzlies win the draw, but it goes between Dashke and Hume. Dashke will hustle after it. He gets it behind Utah's net. Idaho will make a line change as we're back to skating 5-on-5. Yoon zips to the center ice. Pass connects to Armstrong, who drops it for Aragon. Left point down the middle to Cade Nilsson. He'll take a lefty shot. And it's blocked by Connor McEachern. Taking the puck is Idaho. Ahead to Kumatsis. 1-on-2. He crosses the center ice. Steps over the line right wing. He'll drop it to McEachern. It gets around Dashke. McEachern slides in. His shot saved by Barczewski. Grizzlies do an outstanding job boxing out the Steelheads in front of Barczewski. And that was Yoon, Aragon, Cade Nilsson, a little bit of Derek Dashke. 6:19 left in the second. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Both teams will change things up. McEachern's one of those guys you got to watch out for him when he's on the ice. He was skating towards Barczewski, and really puck bounced off of Barczewski, was laying in the crease, and 4 Grizzlies players were out in front of the net. Great job by the Grizzlies boxing out. Craig Armstrong was among those 4 as well. Messner will take the drop. Grizzlies have a slight, actually it's a pretty good advantage in the shot count. Grizzlies 11 shots in the first. They're up to 10 in the second period. Steelheads 10 shots in the first. They've taken 6 in the second. So 10-6. Grizzlies have the shot advantage in the second period. Grizzlies skied out to center ice. Gloved and dropped by Peter Walton. Over to Kanadi. He moves ahead to center ice for Moynihan. He'll drop it for Kumatsis over the line. To McEachern, trying to get it back to a cutting Kumatsis in front of the net. Grizzlies pick it off. Corbett on the back check. Puck goes towards Jensen. Adam Berg gathers it. He spins around over in the far circle. He's got great speed. Berg in his second year with the Grizzlies. Gets around Kumatsis. Crosses center ice. And he'll dump it in. Puck slides along the boards. Takes a bad hop towards the left point like we're playing at Wrigley Field. Puck rolls to the right point. Corbett gathers it. He'll bounce it off of Berg. Puck goes back to Berg. Right point. His shot is blocked off by Hoffman. Puck's advanced to center ice for Kumatsis. And he'll slide one on towards Barczewski. We'll tap it off the glass near side. Grizzlies get it towards Fonstad, who one-hands it looking for Wood. Backing off, gathers it, and dumps it back in. Puck to the right corner as Blount collides with Jensen. Jensen holds his ground, gets it off the Fonstad skate. Now behind the net, Idaho wraparound. Hoffman shot saved by Barczewski as Register back around to the right corner. Backing off, accepts the puck, gets the Blount between his legs. Blount shot saved by Barczewski. That was a right wing righty shot. Register, left point. Over towards Murphy. His righty shot. His block trickles towards Barczewski. Idaho keeps it alive. Register up top, high slot. He gets it knocked away by Berg. Now backing off, fires on net, and that bounced off a Grizzly up high. And that was Cade Jensen. Now Idaho centers it, glanced off a wood stick. Fonstab will loft it out. As Jensen stays on the ice, as he's paired up with Brian Yu. As Murphy over the line again, cross-ice feed, bounced off a Shea stick. Crone gets it back across the left point for Murphy. Murphy slides on off the boards back towards Crone. As Crone reverses it back to A.J. White left side. He gets pushed in the back by Yoon twice, 3 times. Wood delivering some lumber. Now Register back towards White off his stick to Crone. He'll bounce to Murphy down the middle. Murphy back in. Shot saved by Barchescu, who's laying on his side. He gets back to his feet. Idaho still in the offensive zone. Register throws it to an empty left corner. Yoon will clear it all the way out. Register races deep into the Steelhead zone, and icing's going to be on the Grizzlies with 4:07 left in the second. Well, good defensive work by the Grizzlies. Barchescu's been quick as a cat here in the second period. Grizzlies are really letting Idaho get the puck around the perimeter. Utah's doing a good job intercepting and deflecting centering passes. Corba got tangled up with a Steelhead. And then the puck ricocheted off Jensen. Must have hit off the helmet as he was able to stay in the game. He started grabbing his face. Hoffman will take the drop for Idaho against Cole Fonstad. And now Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, consoling with Jensen. As Jensen can't be at 100% after the puck ricocheted off his dome. Idaho will throw it into the left corner. Blount tried to backhand it towards the net, blocked away by Dashke. Now Shea trying to clear it out. It stays in with Hoffman. It was back checking Shea as Hoffman tried to get it towards Bakanov out in front of the net. Grizzlies stick it away. Dashke will helicopter it out towards center ice. Gloved and dropped by Horvath. Jason Horvath gets around Dashke. Throws it out in front. Righty shot saved by Barchescu. That was taken by Blount, who took the shot. Blount behind the net. Tried to trickle it out in front. Grizzlies took it away. Cooper Jones anticipating the play. Asher Donato off the Hillebrand stick. It goes deep into the Steelhead zone as Hillebrand throws Horvath to the ice, left corner. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Aragon will fly it towards Harsh, who gloves it and drops it. Harsh to Kamatsis, who taps to Jade Miller left side. Miller over in the left corner tried to spin around and get around Jones. Instead, Jones gets a nudge towards Kamatsis for Idaho. Puck to the left point. Kanadi collides with Svetlikov and Hillebrand. Puck slides towards the Idaho line. Steelheads will brush it back to Grizzlies ice. Jade Miller over in the left wing, steps over the line. He gets cut off trying to spin around Cooper Jones, who does a great job positioning himself to make sure Miller couldn't get to the middle of the ice. Grizzlies cross center ice, 3-on-3. Lebster gets around Gallant, stops over the line, gets to Andrew Nelson, who's trying to get it back towards Lebster. And it's taken away by Peter Walt. Walt will bounce it off a Grizzly. Miller gets it at center ice. Jade Miller will tap it in slowly. Steelheads make a full line change as we have about 2.5 minutes left in the second period. We're tied at 2 as Berg over to the right side, stops in the corner, Idaho's corner. He loses the puck. Trevor Zins behind his net. Zins dance around. Briley Wood challenging him. Now Zins gets double teamed by Wood and Berg. Zins will get it to Register. He moves to Crone at neutral ice. Crone will skip it to Moynihan. Moynihan over the line, right side, gets around Dashke, but lost the puck as it slides towards Barchescu. We're going to get a Utah penalty, though. Tripping's going to be the call, and Idaho will be on the power play when we come back. With the Chad Hillebrand goal, Utah now has a second period tally in 24 of their last 27 games. Idaho's on the power plays. Grizzlies get 2 minutes for tripping. 2:03 is left in the second period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
There'll be an Idaho power play as Derek Dashke gets 2 minutes for tripping, 17:57 into the second period. So Grizzlies 2 and the Steelheads 2. Shots been pretty close to even. Remember, we had said that Utah had a 10-6 edge in the shot count in the second period. Idaho's responded with a few, and they have now taken 12 shots in the second period to the Grizzlies' 10. So Idaho's taken the last 6 shots on goal. Register high slot, fires towards the net, and that's blocked away. A lot of traffic out in front of Barczewski. And the Grizzlies clear it out. Connor McEachern gets the bouncing puck at the Idaho line. Still had skate from right to left here in the second period. Grizz from left to right. Murphy will slide it to his left for White, who steps over the line. White shuffles, gets to McEachern. He's along the near wing wall. McEachern feeds it slowly up top to Register. He slides it to Crone on the right point. Crone dangles back and forth towards the high slot. Now Crone towards the left wing. Gets it towards McEachern. One-timer. Hits the crossbar and flies out of play. The iron was unkind. Stays a 2-2 tie with 1:24 left in the second period. Grizzlies will get 2 fresh forwards on the ice. Mick Messner's been outstanding in the face-off circle, and he'll take the draw for the Grizzlies. Whenever Idaho's got a big face-off, it's usually A.J. White taking it, and he will take the draw here. Idaho's got a lot of offensive firepower on this power play unit. Draw one by Idaho. They continue to battle over in the left circle. Messner gets it, and he will skip it all the way deep into the Steelhead zones. The puck ricochets off the far wing wall. Thompson behind the net will drop it for Register. As if Utah's successful with this penalty kill, Dashke will come out of the box with 3 seconds left in the frame. McEachern over the offensive line. Drops for Murphy, right point across to White off his stick. Puck glanced off the glass. Grizzlies swung and missed at trying to clear it out. Crone moves it up top to Register, who pedals towards his right. Now he gets it back to Crone left side. Crone left circle, gets the near goal line to White down the middle for Murphy. He couldn't get much on a shot as Corbett was able to stick it away. Up top, Register, who slides it off the near wall for Crone. Crone dance around. He'll skate in an impossible angle. Trying to fire away, though, and missed. Puck glanced off the glass. Register gets it taken away. Neil Shea's got a breakaway. He'll skate in. Shea down the middle, lefty shot. Saved by Thompson. And Shea crashed himself along the end boards. Idaho trying to respond. Grizzlies back defensively. 2-on-3. Idaho over the line. They're making a line change. Moynihan drops it for backing off. He'll skate around Utah's net towards the far side. Backing off. 13 seconds left in the period over to Horvath. He fakes the backing off. Puck glanced off a Hoffman stick right circle. Grizzlies clear it out. Nashville Donato's got a breakaway down the middle. He'll skate in. Righty shot. Saved by Thompson. And the Maestro on a tough angle bouncing off the Thompson side. And that will do it for the second period. Grizzlies had 2 breakaways shorthanded. Shea had the first look. Nashville Donato with the second. And both were denied by Brian Thompson. And after the whistle, play gets spirited as Jason Horvath was getting after it with Andrew Nilsson, I believe. And now we got both linesmen stepped in as Hoffman and Andrew Nilsson wrestle around. Nilsson has Hoffman in a chokehold. Referee is pleading for both guys to get off the ice. Nilsson having some words with Harrison O'Prey. Brendan Hoffman gets to his feet as the officials are telling Andrew Nilsson to head to the locker room. And that gets this big Maverik Center crowd to its feet. And despite the fact that the Grizzlies had 2 golden opportunities on breakaway, shorthanded, couldn't capitalize on either one of them. Fans making a lot of noise. They saw Hoffman and Andrew Nilsson wrestle around after the second period. Both teams, the officials are pleading for both teams to go to the locker room. Harrison O'Prey is begging for both teams at this point to go to the locker room. Jade Miller points his stick at a Grizzly at center ice. It'll be interesting to see if anybody gets a power play out of it. They show Shea. He was denied blocker side on Thompson. The Nashville Donato's second look. Skated in. Fake to his left, went back to his right. Thompson made the stop. Then after the period ended, Horvath and Nilsson were wrestling, and then Hoffman tried to throw a punch while Nilsson was down. As Hillebrand and Idaho, they continue to exchange words. Everybody just lingering out at neutral ice. And the officials are begging. They're pleading for both teams to go to the locker room. Hillebrand with his glove off, waving at Idaho. And what a second period it was for Chad Hillebrand. He scored his first professional goal, 12:28 into the second period, with Mastrodonato and Dashke getting the assists. Harsh and Mastrodonato exchanging some nouns, verbs, and adjectives near the bench area. I do think there's going to be a penalty coming out of it at some point. Whether they offset and we play 5-on-5 to start the third period. Christian Horn and maybe the best-looking suit I've ever seen. He's the tunnel. Ryan Kanaswich over there as well. As Kanaswich and Horn talking things over at the tunnel. That has got to be the best in Utah Grizzlies history. If we're talking about the best dressed suits I've ever seen, Kanaswich and Horn tonight, by far, that takes the cake. As now both coaches will walk to the locker room. Well, we were tied after 2 periods in last night's game, tied at 1. Today we're tied at 2. So really the message is the same tonight as it was last night. Win the period and win the game. They haven't started the intermission clock as Matt Register and Mick Messner, 2 team leaders on their respective clubs. Now they'll go to the locker room. And on the other side, maybe we'll see if there's any penalties on either team. If either team's going to start the third period on a power play, and we'll find out that a little bit later on. The Grizzlies scored a second period goal. They trailed 2-1 after one frame. Chad Hillebrand's first pro goal tied it up 12:28 in. And we've got a fun night of hockey in front of the biggest crowd we've seen at Maverik Center all season. After 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies 2 and the Idaho Steelheads 2. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
With the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Now we're after 2 periods and what's been a very interesting hockey game. I think I overheard the off-ice officials say game misconduct. I'm not sure who got it. Maybe there's one on both sides that have been removed from this game. We'll find out a little bit later on. As really what a fun game it's been. Utah scored the first goal. Cole Fonstad shorthanded, 4:54, and it was unassisted. As he had Mastrodonato cutting to his left, but Fonstad called his own number, and the Grizzlies had a 1-0 lead. Utah's record of 9-3-2-1 when scoring first this year. Idaho got on the board 9:58 in. It was a delayed penalty with Thompson on the bench. 6 Idaho attackers Moynihan dropped it for Kanadi, left side. Kanadi's shot bounced off of Barczewski. Puck was laying in the crease, backing off. Nudged the puck in the back of the net. 9:58 in. That tied the score up at 1. And then later on in the first period, Reese Harsh was in the right point. Got it out to the right goal line for Hank Crone. Harsh to Crone to the back of the net. 19:02 into the first period. That gave Idaho a 2-1 lead. We'll have the Coca-Cola can race here in a couple minutes around the Maverik Center ice. Idaho is 11-0 this season when leading after one period. The only second period goal is by Chad Hillebrand, 12:28 into the second. They made sure to save the puck because it was his first pro goal. He had 17 career college goals in 4 seasons at Western Michigan University. Hillebrand played 2 games with the Colorado Eagles last season, and he appeared in 11 games for Colorado this season. So Chad Hillebrand, he's made a big impact to the Grizzlies since he joined the club a couple weeks ago. Asher Donato picked up the assist. He now has 17 assists on the season. It's his 14th assist here at Maverik Center this season. And Derek Dashke broke a 3-way tie for the club lead in points. Dashke leads Utah with 24 assists, and now he leads the Grizzlies with 32 points on the season, breaking a 3-way tie with Neil Shea and Briley Wood. The attendance has been listed. Guess the attendance over the next couple minutes. We'll give it to you later in the second intermission. But we got one of sports' best traditions, the Coca-Cola can race here on the Maverik Center ice. We have Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Diet Coke. Sammy Miller talking things over, the MC tonight. Coca-Cola has the lead with 6 victories. Sprite has 4, Diet Coke has 3, and Fanta has 3. Boy, I'm waiting for the anticipation here of the Coca-Cola can race. They pretty much do a lap around the ice. Is Grisby going to rig this thing? I don't know. I don't trust Grisby, though. As they're off. All 4 cans shuffling towards neutral ice. Diet Coke's got an early lead. Diet Coke at center ice gets passed by Sprite. Sprite flies into the left side of the ice. Sprite's got a big lead. Diet Coke trying to close the gap. Sprite shuffles around the net, takes a terrible angle towards an air wing wall. Now Sprite races back to neutral ice. Diet Coke closing the gap. Diet Coke passes Sprite as we head down the stretch. Diet Coke flies across the finish line and beats Sprite by 2 strides. Coca-Cola finishes 3rd, and Fanta gets a 4th place finish. Boy, what a crazy race. Sprite and Diet Coke were going back and forth with the lead. And Diet Coke with a furious finish, getting a past Sprite. Diet Coke is the winner tonight. And Diet Coke now has 4 victories on the season, which now is time for second among cans. Coca-Cola with 6 victories. Sprite and Diet Coke with 4. Fanta has 3 victories on the season. That's one of sports' great traditions, the Coca-Cola can race here at Maverik Center. So the penalties that came exactly 20 minutes into the second period. It looks like Brendan Hoffman got a roughing minor. Jason Horvath got a roughing minor for Idaho. Hoffman also got a misconduct for continuing altercation. Andrew Nilsson got a double minor for roughing, and Nilsson also got a 10-minute misconduct. Interesting when you think about it. And it's a 10-minute misconduct, not a game misconduct. So we might see Hoffman and Nilsson later on in the third period. So a 2 double with the 2 minors for Idaho, and then Nilsson with a double minor. Neither team's going to get a power play. That's the only thing that matters. We will either skate 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 to start the third period. So those are the penalties that came after the end of the second period. Among Utah's 25 shots, shot count's been pretty interesting. In last night's game, both teams had 34 shots. Shots were even and tonight, shots are pretty close to even. Utah had an 11-10 edge in the first period, and in the second frame, both teams had 14 shots. For the Grizzlies, Keaton Mastrodonato leads the way with 6 shots. Dashke, Shea, and Fonstad, as well as Hillebrand, those 4 guys have 3 shots. Briley Wood's the only Grizzly with 2 shots, and a few other Utah players with 1 shot through 2 periods. For Idaho, it's been a very balanced attack in terms of who's been firing away. Wade Murphy, Andre Bakanov, and Connor McEachern each are in a 3-way tie with 3 shots. Brendan Hoffman, Reese Harsh, Jason Horvath, and Andrew Ballant have fired 2 on to Barczewski tonight. A few other Steelheads with 1 shot as well. Jake Barczewski has been solid for the 2nd straight night. Barczewski has saved 22 of 24. For Idaho, Brian Thompson, he has saved 23 of 25, and he stopped 2 breakaways in the final 30 seconds of the 2nd period, both times in the Grizzlies were shorthanded. So what a crazy one we got here at Maverik Center. We will play the game of Guess the Attendance. We'll tell you what it is a little bit later on in the program. What do you think's that here in the house here at Maverik Center? As we got pretty close to a sellout crowd. Upper Bowl's filling up nicely as well, and there are hardly any empty seats in the lower bowl, even with this being in the middle of intermission, as Grizzlies did a great job entertaining the crowd here during the 2nd intermission, which featured really the greatest tradition ever, Coca-Cola can race here on the Maverik Center ice. When we come back, we'll tell you what the attendance is here tonight at Maverik Center, and we'll also go over Mountain Division scores and some NHL scores on the other side. After 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies 2 and the Steelheads 2. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
3 other Mountain Division games here on this Saturday night. Kansas City in overtime gets a 4-3 victory as Justin McPherson got the OT game winner 2:03 into the extra session. Tulsa in overtime defeats Wichita 4-3. Bianca Batuka got the overtime game winner 6:10 in, meaning that if we were playing by NHL overtime rules, game would have gone to a shootout and it would have ended 5 minutes into overtime. Bianca Batuka's OT game winner was scored 6:10 in. As the Oilers get the extra standing point, they defeat Wichita 4-3. Rapid City and Allen are currently tied at 2 in overtime. Luke Milamach and Maurizio Coella each had 2nd period goals. Allen had 3rd period goals from Mark Duarte and Spencer Asachuk. Asachuk had 2 goals in last night's game, and he scored the tying goal 14:31 into the 3rd period. They're currently in overtime, tied at 2. We'll tell you who won a little bit later on. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll go over some NHL scores. We're tied at 2 here at Maverik Center, and what should be a barn burner. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
NHL final scores. Maple Leafs defeat the Oilers 4-3. Toronto had a 4-1 lead when Mitch Marner scored in the 1st minute of the 3rd period. Zach Hyman and Corey Perry scored 3rd period goals to get the Oilers back in it, but Toronto escapes with a 4-3 victory despite the fact that Edmonton outshot Toronto 48-28. Final score, Toronto 4, Edmonton 3. Kings get a 4-2 victory over the Hurricanes. Shots are pretty close to even in that one. Jets in overtime defeat the Capitals 5-4. Defenseman Josh Morrissey got the OT game winner with Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor getting the assists. Penguins shut out the Predators 3-0. Islanders in overtime get a 3-2 victory. Tony DeAngelo, of all people, gets the OT game winner. And that was 33 seconds into the extra session. Senators obliterated the Wild 6-0. Jake Sanderson had 1 goal and 3 assists. Tim Stutzel had 1 goal and 2 assists. And Brady Tkachuk had 1 goal and 1 assist. And it was a 16-save shutout for Ottawa's goaltender. It wasn't even part of the 3 stars of the game, partly because the Wild only had 16 shots on goal. Just a total domination by the Ottawa Senators tonight. They get a 6-0 victory over the Minnesota Wild. Other NHL action. One game is currently in progress. That is Detroit and Calgary. I pretty much had to reset my phone. We'll give you those scores in a little bit when things start to load up a little bit. One NBA score, Jazz get a 113-99 victory over the Orlando Magic. We'll check another app and find some NHL scores. Panthers get a 5-1 victory over the Blackhawks. Bruins defeat the Rangers 6-3. The one game in progress, Detroit leads Calgary 2-0 after one period. Dylan Larkin and Edvinsson have the Red Wings goals. Calgary's outshot Detroit 12-8, but it's the Red Wings that lead 2-0 after one frame. When we come back, we'll have third period action on the other side. Congratulations to Chad Hillebrand, who scored his first pro goal, and that was in the second period, 12:28 in, with Masha Donato and Dashke getting the assists. We will skate 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 to start the third period. Andrew Nilsson picked up a double minor for roughing. 2 different Steelheads picked up roughing minors. And so because of that, and both Nilsson and Hoffman each got 10-minute misconducts. We might see them later on in the third period. We'll come back and skate even strength on the other side. You've been listening to the second intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Now we're about set for third period action. We're tied at 2 between the Grizzlies and Steelheads. We've had overtime each of the last 2 games. Who knows, maybe we'll go past regulation once again. In terms of scoring chances, Grizzlies had 5 in the second period. Overall, they've got 9. Idaho has 6 scoring chances in the second period. They now have 10 through 2 periods. The battle of the faceoff circle, Utah has won 24 faceoffs. Idaho has won 22. Grizzlies with 18 hits according to the off-ice officials. Idaho has 20. Grizzlies with 14 giveaways through 2 periods, which is a little bit too many. Idaho with 8 giveaways through 2 frames. So Brendan Hoffman will start the third period in the penalty box. Andrew Nilsson will probably be in the box for the Grizzlies to start the third period. Both Hoffman and Nilsson will be in the box for the majority of the third frame. And it looks like we will skate 4 on, well, let's see. I think there's 5 on the ice to start the third period. Grizzlies appear to start the third for the forward line of Shea, Mastrodonato, and Fonstad. Remember, those guys combined for 6 first period shots. And right now, That three-man unit's taken 12 shots, 6 in the first period, 6 in the second. Mastrodonado leads Utah with 6 shots. Fonstad and Shea each have 3 shots through 2 periods. As everybody kind of skating around, 20 minutes are on the scoreboard clock. Referee Harrison O'Pre's talking with Everett Sheen. Last night, Sheen got his 200th victory as Idaho Steelheads head coach. His record is 297-12-9. Sheen has a .662 winning percentage as Idaho's head coach. He got his 200th victory here last night. Fittingly enough, he got his first win as Steelheads head coach here at Maverik Center, and that was, I believe, in the 2019-2020 season in the regular season opener in Game 1. The fan takes off his shirt around the Guns N' Hose extravaganza. He puts it back on. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the third period. Fonstad, Shea, Mastrodonado, as well as Dashke and Yoon. Idaho will win the draw. Trevor Zins will tap it off the near glass. Blount dumps it in from new tries. Barcheski will slide it towards the left wing. Cooper Jones will pitch it ahead to Mastrodonado along the wall. The Maestro near the Grizzlies bench gets it to Dashke. Over to Fonstad, left side off his stick. It crashes off the glass. Thompson behind his net gets to register. Puck off the left wing wall. Right, Idaho skating from left to right. Crossing center ice. Is backing off and he'll dump it in. He's got a goal in both games this series. Dashke over to Fonstad off of him towards the middle of the ice. Murphy gets brushed away by Mastrodonado. Ice slot. Kumatsy's lefty shot is blocked away by Barcheski. And the puck flies out of play with 19:24 left in the third. So both teams are now up to 25 shots after the shot was taken by Kumatsy's from the high slot. Both teams will make their first line change of the third period. Chad Hillebrand's out there. He certainly made a big impact physically and obviously scored that goal from the left wing. Off a rebound on a shot that was initially taken by Mastrodonado. Goal was scored 12:28 into the second period. Draw one by Utah. They're in their own zone, skating from right to left. Yoon will flub it out to new tries. Tried to shovel it a little bit further than he did. Crone dumps it in. Fonstad will tap it off the boards. Puck goes tape to Webster. He gets to Hillebrand. Puck got about 4 feet of air under it. Hillebrand to go on. He gets pushed by Register. As Trevor Zins has it the near goal line of the Idaho zone. He'll slide it to Register behind the net. Register will skip it to Crone. Crone's got a goal tonight, 12 on the season. He'll skip it back to the left side for A.J. White. He tried to center it out in front of Moynihan. Pass goes wide of the mark. White shakes his head back and forth. Wood collides with Harsh. Idaho gets it back as Peter Walton spins around White. Harsh will pitch it to his right from Walton. As Walton to Harsh. Harsh dumps it in. Yoon will bounce it out to center ice. An Idaho stick goes flying as Jaden Miller delivered a big-time blow on Brian Yoon. Swetlikov skates towards the Utah corner. He's cut off by Briley Wood. Berg gets new tries. Back check by Swetlikov. Berg gets his way to center ice and he'll dump it in. As Idaho, Reese Harsh, hot pass connects to Miller. Over to Swetlikov, right wing over the line. Swetlikov, right side, tried to dangle back and forth. This shot is blocked by Jensen's stick. Up top, Walton. Left side, righty shot goes wide, missed the net. Glove side on Barcheski. Harsh will zip it to the right corner. Swetlikov tried to center it. Pass connected. Shot saved by Barcheski. As Kumatsy's for the second time here in the third period. Had a good look from the slot. Messner bouncing off of Kumatsy's stick. Berg gets a new tries. He gets boxed out by McEachern. And Walton dumps it in. Both teams will make a change. You get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Dashke behind his net. He leads Utah with 24 assists and 32 points. He also leads the Grizzlies with a +9 rating this season. He's a +1 today, so make it a +10. Dashke ices the puck. The whistle blows with 17:26 left in the third. So the draw comes back towards Jake Barcheski. He's done a great job once again keeping the Grizzlies in it. It's the first game of February. Grizzlies went 5-5-1-1. in 12 games in January. Barcheski in January went 4-3-1 with a .920 save percentage. And he made the quick left pad save on Kumatsy's shot about a minute ago. White will take the drives out there with Murphy and Chrome. Draw one by Idaho. Murphy down the middle. His shot's blocked by Jensen. Cade Nilsson will loft it out to center ice. Puck hippity hops to the Idaho line. Regathered by Nick Canati. Puck will sky towards A.J. White, who tried to dump it in. As White throws it through Murphy. Crone over in the left circle. He's in the offensive zone up top to Canati. Canati, high slot, lefty shot goes wide as it crashes off the glass. Armstrong throws to the right point. Canati keeps it in. Canati across off of Cade Nilsson's stick as Crone gets to White, who tried to nudge it out in front towards Murphy. Murphy wasn't in a shooting angle. He'll feed it back up top to Zins, who dumps it back into White. White to Crone. His one-time tap goes wide of the mark. Stick side on Barcheski as he looked up to the heavens. Idaho's probably had the 3 best scoring chances here in the third period. We're tied at 2. Canati gets leveled by Armstrong. Shea over the line left side, drops it off for Jade Miller. Problem, plays for the Steelheads. Miller ices the puck. Corbett will skate out towards it, and the whistle blows with 16:28 left in the third. Attendance tonight, I don't know if I've mentioned it yet. Attendance, if you made a guess yet, 9,375. 93.75 is the announced attendance here at Maverik Center. What an outstanding crowd we've got here. By far the biggest home crowd of the regular season. Fonsnell will take the draw against Idaho's Jade Miller. It's in the Steelhead zone, left circle. This forward line's combined for 12 shots for Utah so far. Idaho wins the draw. Harsh will tap it off the glass, hits a stanchion, rolls towards the middle of the ice. Taken by Jensen. Make that Jones, who's paired up with Corbett on this shift. Corbett out to Shea at center ice. He'll dump it in. Thompson behind his net wearing number 30. He'll pitch it towards the near side. It goes past Horvath. Shea fires towards the net. Right pad saved by Thompson. Grizzlies try to slide it up top to Corbett. Bounces to Mastrodonado. Right side. Righty shot. Saved by Thompson. Fonsen gets it. He'll skip it across off the stick and over Corbett's stick. And Idaho skates back in with momentum. Moynihan right side. He'll take a righty shot. And it hits the near post and goes wide. Idaho's Horvath skates around Utah's net. He'll drop it in the left corner for our Harsh. As the Steelheads get to Kumatsis across to Horvath. He's on the right side. Horvath feeds it out in front towards Moynihan. Off his stick and out of play. 15:39 left in the third. Draws game in the Grizzlies zone, but the Steelheads have done a good job getting action out in front of Barcheski here in the first 4.5 minutes of the third period. Don't forget to join us on Monday night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. We want to see a big crowd here at Maverik Center. And don't forget, with every Monday home game the Grizzlies have, you get a family 4-pack of tickets for just $48. McEachern will take the draw against Cole Gallant, who crouches down low. Moynihan will make that McEachern kicked out of the face-off circle. Andre Bakanov will take the draw. Gallant, the native of Dover, Florida. At least that's where he was born. Idaho wins the draw. Register, left point. We'll slide it to the right corner. Puck ricochets off the wall. McEachern up top to Zins, who fires towards the net. And it's blocked by Gallant's stick. Gallant with a gentle push and a mild arc. The old biscuit goes deep into the Steelhead zone. And Utah's called for icing with 15:25 left in the third. So we've had quite a few whistles here in the first 4.5 minutes of the third period. With tomorrow being an off day, I know some Steelheads personnel are going to be headed to Delta Center for the 5 o'clock showdown between the Utah Hockey Club and St. Louis Blues. Idaho's NHL affiliate is the Dallas Stars, and their AHL affiliate is the Texas Stars. Grizzlies' NHL affiliate is the Colorado Avalanche, and their AHL affiliate is the Colorado Eagles. Off the draw, shot by Bakanov, goes off a Dashke's stick, and it flies out of play. Last night, Adam Shield picked up a 28-save shutout. Might have been 29 saves for the Colorado Eagles in their victory against Grand Rapids. Adam Shield was called up to the AHL about a month and a half ago, and he's been outstanding for the Steelheads. As Colorado's got three pretty good AHL goaltenders. Draw one by Idaho. Zins over the left side, gets to Crone on a hot pass. Left side, lefty shot saved by Barcheski. Murphy throws it out in front of the net. It bounced off of Hillebrand's stick. Zins will nudge to Murphy, right side. Murphy near the right corner will bounce to White, who's in the right corner. Back towards Murphy off the Dashke's stick. Miller slides it between Crone's legs off the far wing wall. Lebster trying to get towards Gallant. And it's taken away by A.J. White. Now Lebster gets it back, skates down the middle, gets around 3 Steelheads. Lebster walks in, pass the right side, shot. That's blocked away by Lebster. Idaho play with a high stick, puck still alive. Dashke off of Lebster's skate, Puck hipping out towards Thompson, who covers up. Boy, golden opportunity by the Grizzlies as somehow, some way, things just didn't connect. As Lebster got around 3 Steelheads, got around Murphy. Lebster backhanded a pass towards Gallant, who reamed the far post. Puck was played with an Idaho high stick to try to clear it out. And then Thompson was able to cover up with 14:43 left in the third. Sounds like karaoke night here at Maverik Center. They play music and fans start singing away. Both teams have taken 27 shots here. We're tied at 2. Grizzlies have gone past regulation in each of their last 2 games. For Idaho, I think they've had 11 games go past regulation. And for the Grizzlies, obviously they played 2 close ones. They've had 7 games decided past regulation, including each of the last 2. Idaho wins the faceoff. They'll throw it all the way into the Grizzlies zone. No icing. Steelheads, Jade Miller. Around Utah's net, he gets cut off by a Grizzly, Cole Fonstad. Shea gets thrown to the boards by Kumatsis. Puck up top to Reese Harsh. Right side to walk in. Down the middle. Shot to score! Harsh fired into traffic. And the Steelheads take a 3-2 lead. Looks like Reese Harsh will walk down the celebration aisle first. Harsh bouncing off of Barczewski, and the puck trickled past the goal line. So it'd be a multiple point game for Reese Harsh. He got an assist on Hank Krohn's goal late in the first period. And Harsh, boy, there's about 2 or 3 bodies. Tough to tell if it got redirected by a Steelhead. The off-ice officials are taking a good long look at it before they declare a goal scorer. But it's Reese Harsh. He now has 2 points tonight. He has been an unsung hero for the Steelheads here recently. It's Idaho 3, Utah 2. Reese Harsh officially gets credited with the goal. As action deep in the Grizzlies zone, Idaho's now looking for insurance. Grizzlies looking to tie it up. Harsh's goal was assisted by Kumatsis. Briley Wood will skip it across to Berg, who crosses center ice. Berg, he dumps it in. He gets blasted by Harsh, who's now a fight away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. Puck lifts over Berg's head. Dashke gathers it at the Utah line. Dashke will skate towards Barczewski, backpedaling, and he'll chip it to Messner. Back to Dashke, who's in the far corner. Dashke will now skate north-south. Dashke with good speed. 6'2 defenseman. Crosses center ice. Veers off to the left. And he'll fire it in. As Idaho gets off the boards, they'll bounce it out to center ice. Jensen gathers it for Utah. And he will spin it around the wall. Thompson plays behind his net. Stops it and gets it towards Kanadi in the right corner. Across to Walton, who will chip it off the near boards. Pass Ballon out to neutral ice. Jensen will sky it into the right corner deep in the Steelhead zone. Kanadi throws from one corner to the other. Nilsson trying to sire it to Aragon. Pass goes wide of the mark as it ricochets off the far wing wall. Corbett backpedals into his own zone with the puck. He'll get it to Mastrodonato. Back to Corbett. Actually, it was Armstrong to Corbett, who crosses center ice. Over to Armstrong. Stops in the right point. Try to move it across. Murphy knifes it away from him. Murphy gets boxed out by Armstrong. Puck slides towards Krohn, but the Steelheads are offside. 12:50 left in the third period. Reese Harsh has the deciding goal. He scored 5:39 into the third period, with Demetrios Komatsis getting the assist. It's Idaho 3, Utah 2. 12:50 left in the third period. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
12 minutes and 50 seconds are left in regulation. And it looks like they might have changed the goal on Idaho's third goal. I think they added an assist to Jade Miller. I think it's what they did on the Harsh goal. So if Miller gets added an assist, that means that he now has 3 on the season. Draws a new try after the Steelheads were called for offside. Face off near the Grizzlies bench. Big crowd of 9,375 here at Maverik Center tonight. Largest home crowd of the season. As Dashke helicopters a puck deep into the Steelhead zone. And icing is on Utah. So Draw's going to come back towards Jake Barcheski. 12:43 is left in the third. Steelheads have 28 shots. Grizzlies have 27. Idaho has a 4-2 edge in the shot count here so far in the third period. Jade Miller will take the draw. Crouching down is Cole Gallant for Utah. Allen ended up defeating Rapid City in overtime. So the Americans scored 3 unanswered to take a 3-2 victory. Puck goes behind the Grizzlies net. Dashke over to Hillebrand. It goes past him into Idaho ice. As Svetlikov gets thrown into by Hillebrand. As Utah back in their own zone, starting the attack. They want some momentum. Lebster crosses center ice. Is a good skater. Steps over the offensive line. Drops it for Cole Gallant. They'll take a right wing righty shot. Saved by Thompson. He holds on with 12:20 left in the third period. So looks like they did the scoring change on the Idaho goal. Instead of Kumon Cease getting the assist, it's just Jade Miller getting the assist on the Harsh goal, 5:39 into the third period. Draw's going to be over in the right circle. Grizzlies have their top forward line out there with Masher, Donato, Shea, and Fonstad. Up top, Stashke and Yu. Those guys have played key minutes. As Utah wins the draw, Masher Donato, right side, righty shot, saved by Thompson. Boy, puck went towards Masher Donato, right side. He got all of a one-timer, and boy, Thompson made a great save. 12:17 is left in the third. Grizzlies have had their chances. Puck ended up bouncing, and as Horvath couldn't reach it, and the Maestro just fired it right into Thompson. But you got to credit Brian Thompson for not allowing a second chance there. Idaho wins the draw. They'll tap it off the boards. Yoon has a hippity-hop over his stick. Yoon runs it down 2 strides ahead of Bakanov, who's been an outstanding performer for Idaho over the last month. Fonstad, left wing, over the line, drops it for Shea, across to Yoon, and fakes a shot. Shea down the middle, take a lefty shot, and it's blocked by Harsh, who's done everything for Idaho tonight. Masher Donato up top for Yoon, right side, back towards Masher Donato. He gets towards Cor. Fonstad, shot and score! Masher Donato to Fonstad to the back of the net. And we're tied at 3 with 11:50 left in the third period. That's 2 for Fonstad tonight. And for Masher Donato, that's his second assist. What a pass by the Maestro. He found Fonstad all alone. Masher Donato dangled back and forth. Pass went tape to tape. Fonstad out in front of the left crease. Was able to fire it past Thompson. So we're tied at 2 after 2 periods. Both teams have a third period goal. Harsh, 5:39 into the third period. The Grizzlies respond with Fonstad, second of the night and 6th here of this homestand. Grizzlies have it deep in their own zone. They get to Lebster. He slides it to Gallant. Gallant gets back checked as the puck will slide towards the near wing wall. Wide over the offensive line. But the Steelheads are called for offside with 11:29 left in the third. On the Fonstad goal, Masher Donato and Brian Yoon each pick up an assist. And for Yoon, he extends his point-scoring streak to 6 straight games. White will take the draw at new tries against Cole Fonstad. So it's anybody's game. We're tied at 3. As Utah wins the draw, Dashke zips it across. Pass connects to Gallant. He gets knifed away by Kanadi. Now Kanadi and Gallant battle. Idaho will trickle it across. Murphy runs it down to the Utah line. As Dashke pins him. Murphy feeds it out in front. Nobody home but Gallant. Puck trickles. Gallant couldn't reach it. Now at center ice, Hillebrand along the left wing boards. Tried to dump it in. It bounced off of Peter Walton. Thompson will outlet it to the right side, but it stays in. Jade Miller rams into Briley Wood. As Miller gets the puck, And he will toss it off the far glass. It stays in play on kind of a wicked bounce. Walton gets to the center red line, and he dumps it in. As Walton and Messner collide near the Idaho bench. Kumot sees. He skates towards the left point. He gets dragged around by Wood. And the Grizzlies come out with it. Wood gets to Berg. Left side. Berg tries to get around Trevor Zins, but we get a whistle as there's 10:34 left in the third period. Grizzlies must have been called for offside, but nobody had heard the whistle. They're considering this to be a sellout. According to the video board, 9,375 here at Maverik Center. It's the first sellout of the season. Grizzlies were called for offside. Nobody really heard the whistle as they continued to play. Messner will take the draw at neutral ice against Blake Swetlikoff. We've had a fun one here tonight. Tied at 3, about halfway through the third period. Grizzlies won the draw. Corbett over to Wood. Right point. And he will bounce it in. Puck ricochets off the end boards on one hop of the ice. As Messner over on the left side gets shadowed by Swetlikoff. 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Messner tries to break free. Skates around Idaho's net towards the far side. Messner up top to Wood. And his stick shatters on a one-time attempt. Jensen left side. His shot's blocked. Wood will come off the ice, replaced by Mastrodonado. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Puck bounced off the broken stick. As Grizzlies bouncing out in front. Looking for Mastrodonado. It kicks just wide. Boy, great crafty centering pass out in front. Idaho's come back up with it. Register will spin around the far circle deep in his own zone. He'll chip it to Zins. Grizzlies make a change. Idaho switches up forwards. Zins over the line. Will push to his left. Now Idaho left side. They're trying to center it and miss. As Shea takes it away. Grizzlies under the offensive zone 4-on-3. Jones shot saved by Thompson. As Jones got a lot in one-time attempt. Idaho skies it in. Puck bounces to Barcheski. Or roll it to the right side. Dashke over to Shea at center ice. Glanced up a stick. McEachern will drive it back in. Barcheski will corral the bouncing puck. And he'll keep the play alive. Grizzlies will wing it out towards Mastrodonado. Trying to pitch it for Shea, who had to run it down. Idaho gets it. Peter Walton dumps it in. Make that Horvath dumping it in. The Steelheads are called for icing. 9:03. Actually, the clock continues to run. Now it stops with an even 9 minutes left in the third period. Strozzi in the left circle. Cade Nilsson will take it with Craig Armstrong to his right and Aaron Aragon to his left. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Brian Yoon, high slot. He's got one assist tonight. He fires into traffic, and it bounces wide. Idaho will wing it off the far wing wall. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the period. Corbett, long-range pass over to Aragon, who dumps it. Armstrong, who spins it around to the right corner as Nilsson gets back checked, gets held up. Nilsson trying to throw it towards the middle for Armstrong. Puck glanced off the two sticks. Now towards the near wing wall. Loose puck. Idaho gets it, and they will lift it over Corbett's head. Bounces in the Grizzlies zone. A.J. White trying to run it down. White gets it after Unover skated it. White over to Walton. Right point. Righty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Idaho's Nick Canati. Dance around the left wing. Skates to the point. Drops for Murphy, who tried to find White out in front. Puck bounced over. Now Crone slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. 8:14 left in the third. Boy, Barcheski just tried to nudge it ahead. Puck went right to Hank Crone. As Murphy bounced it off of Barcheski. Then Barcheski one-handed it about 10 feet ahead. Puck went right to Hank Crone. Crone fired a lot on the lefty shot, but Barcheski made the stop. 8:14 is left in the third. Both teams have 31 shots, and both have 3 goals. And just like last night's game, this has been a very evenly played matchup. Draws in the left circle of the Grizzly zone. It's won by Idaho. Left side, Swetlikoff, righty shot. Saved by Barcheski. He holds on as he has now stopped 29 of 32. Fans making some noise, all 9,793.75 of them. Idaho wins the draw. Peter Walton, right point. Shots blocked by Hillebrand. Foot race. Canati gets there. A stride ahead of Hillebrand. Canati slides it out the center ice. Puck lands off a Gallant stick. Dashgill backhanded off the left wing boards. Utah in the offensive zone. Webster overskates the puck. Idaho will race out to center ice. Kumatsis cross the center red. Puck hits a stanchion, rolls towards the right circle. Dashke out to the right point. Hillebrand will overpower the puck out to center ice. Idaho will get it with Nick Canati. He got in a fight with Cooper Jones last night. Canati stations himself behind Thompson's net. 7.5 minutes are left in the third period. We're tied at 3. Both teams have 32 shots. Canati just standing behind his net. Fans want some action. Canati obliges. He'll move it ahead. Now drops for Walton, who saucers it out towards backing off his stick. Shea gets held up by Ballant. Backing off gets to center ice. No backhanded in. Hume behind the net. Will play it as Barcheski stays in front of his crease. Over to Masha Donato, who dumps it in. He did so from Grizzlies territory. However, no icing's called. Register behind his net. He gets spun around by Masha Donato. That's going to be a penalty, as hooking's going to be the cause. Register got spun around by Masha Donato. Fans don't like it, but I believe it's a good call. 6:58 left in the third period. And Idaho will have a power play in a 3-3 tie. Masha Donato spun around Register. Register is skating around his net, and Register got spun around. Masha Donato got a stick around him. Register hit the ice. And the partial Maverik Center crowd doesn't like it, but I think the right call was made. The Maestro gets 2 minutes for hooking. 13:02 into the third period. 6:58 left in the third. It's Idaho 3, Utah 3. Utah's 1 for 2 on the power play. Idaho is 0 for 2. Draws, give me the left circle. And puck bounces. Murphy corrals it. He gets around Messner. Idaho slides the puck along the right wing wall. Crone gets to White. Now behind the net. Yoon will fire it off the boards. And the puck hops all the way deep into the Steelhead zone. Register will lumber after it. He gathers the puck. Register will skate slowly towards neutral ice. He gets to the center red line. Chips ahead. Loses the puck on to Yoon. Yoon to Dashke. And he will skip it all the way off of Idaho's bench boards. Steelheads slow with their approach as they're back in their own zone. Hank Crone. Minute 20 left in the power play. Crone crosses center ice. He accelerates into the offensive zone. He'll get it to Murphy. Back to the right point. Ballant to Register. Back to Ballant as they continue to play catch. Back to Register, right point. Register fires towards the net. And that's blocked away before it got to Barcheski. Yoon gets the puck. Grizzlies a one short-handed goal tonight. Ahead to Shea. He's behind the defensive skate in. Shot saved by Thompson. Puck ricochets towards the right corner. Cade Nilsson loses balance. He'll throw it towards the Idaho backboards. Steelhead slide it to Hank Crone, who falls down along the near wing wall. Boy, the ice surface playing a little bit odd here today. Obviously, there were 3 charity games earlier today. Hoffman right side, walks in, high slot, righty shot, save. Crone gets it off the boards, and he fires it off the side of the net. Now Ballant right side, shot, blocker, saved by Barcheski. Puck still alive, left point. Hoffman will slide it. Idaho gets it behind the net. Crone will get it to Ballant off his stick. Bouncing puck to the left point. Ballant runs it down. So he'll get it over to the corner. Horvath up top for Ballant. Back to Horvath, the left wing. He's at the point. Messner nearby. Over to Hoffman. Near goal line, across to Ballant. He'll take a righty shot. Oh, and hits the near post and goes wide. 10 seconds left in the power play. Tied at 3. Ballant over to Horvath. Hot pass to the right corner. As dangling back and forth is backing off. Over to Horvath. Out of the box, Masha Donato. Horvath shot. That gets kicked away. Horvath in the right corner. He gets rammed into by Jensen. Jensen will bounce it up for Horvath, who's got good hands. Horvath hits the ice, gets back to his feet. Horvath towards Hoffman. Right wing, righty shot goes wide. Marcheski might have gotten a piece of it with his right arm. Kumatsis gets around Shea. Kumatsis near goal line. He'll drop it for Bakanov. He'll feed it to the high slot for Kanadi. Back towards Kumatsis. Toe drag, and he fanned on a shot. Messner will bounce to the left point. Puck kicks out to center ice. 4.5 minutes left in the third. Kanadi walks in, tied at 3. Right side, backhand shot. Saved by Barcheski. Puck still alive. Svetlikov hits the ice. Ice surface is really looking like it's been used all day. 3 charity games. The Hoses won all 3. 2 one-goal games, then a 2-goal contest. Lepster dumps it in. He gets around Kumatsis. Lepster accelerates. And Svetlikov with a great poke check to get the puck away from Lepster. Idaho gets the new try. Svetlikov saves the day for the Steelheads. Miller dumps it in. Corbett races after it. He gets the puck. He stops behind Utah's net. Both teams spread the ice, tied at 3. Corbett over towards Yoon. He crosses center ice. Yoon over the offensive line, spins around towards the left corner. And Yoon throws himself onto Trevor Zenz, who gets to Chrome, who tried to pitchfork it out and fanned on it. Lepster down the middle. He gets it jabbed away by A.J. White. Puck behind Idaho's net. Hillebrand gets it up top. Yoon, high slot, righty shot goes wide. And the puck towards the left wing. Net was dislodged, no goal. Hillebrand fired into the net, but it had gotten dislodged. Fans cheer and celebrate as if a goal got scored, and it's pretty obvious the goal got waved off. Bob sitting in front of me. The net got dislodged. 3:19 left in the third. No goal on the play. As we're still tied at 3. Thompson was out there. Zenz and Hillebrand. Hillebrand threw Zenz into the crossbar. Net got dislodged. Hillebrand got it. Backhanded it towards the net. But no goal on the play. 3:19 left in the third. We're tied at 3. We got a fun one here tonight. We'll come back and find out how this one ends on the other side. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
All right, we got a fun one here at Maverik Center. 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third period. We got a spirited rivalry game, and we've got an outstanding affair. Great back-to-back, back and forth action. Idaho's taken 36 shots. Grizzlies have 33. Cole Fonstad has 2 goals for Utah. Reese Harsh has 1 goal and 1 assist to lead Idaho. Fans making some noise. Draws game in the, it's going to be a neutral ice, actually. Andrew Nelson is done serving his misconduct. He's on the ice. He's going to be pretty fresh. Messner, Berg, and Wood on the ice. Messner's taking the draw against Bakanov. Actually, Brendan Hoffman, who's back after serving his misconduct, took the draw and he won it. Reese Harsh gets it to Horvath, who will fly it in. Gloved and dropped by Andrew Nelson up ahead. Briley Wood skates down the middle. He's got a breakaway. He'll take a righty shot. Kick save by Thompson. 3:05 and counting left in the third. Berg behind the net. He gets dragged around by Horvath. Oh, no call on the play. They could have easily called Horvath for holding. Nilsson, left side shot is blocked away as it bounced off of Bakanov. Idaho will loft it out of play. I think that's going to be delay of game. As a fan comes away with the puck in seat 1 of row 3 in section 113. That's going to be a Utah power play as Jason Horvath gave a fan a souvenir from his own zone. With 2:49 left in the third, the Grizzlies will see if they can get their second power play of the night. As Horvath just tried to tap the puck off the glass, and he just flipped it all the way into the seats. Puck ricocheted off the seat and bounced towards row 3, seat 1 of section 113. Messner will take the drives out there with Fonstad on hat trick watch. Mastrodonato's got 2 assists. Dashke and Shea. Dashke, the only defenseman on this shift. Puck bounced off a Shea's stick as Idaho gets bounced by Messner. No call. Grizzlies skate back in. Mastrodonato right side shot. Blocker saved by Thompson. Fonstad left side behind the net to Mastrodonato. He throws out in front to Messner. Backhand attempt. He fanned on it. Mastrodonato gets the puck. He's on the left side. He'll skate towards the left point. He'll drop it for Dashke. It gets thrown to the boards by A.J. White. And clearing it all the way out to Matt Register. Idaho will get 4 fresh tires on this penalty kill unit. 1:25 and counting left in Utah's power play. About 2:10 left in regulation. Smoke him if he got him. Fonstad over to Shea, over the line with momentum. Shea around Idaho's net towards the far side as he gets pushed by Walton. Shea with the puck. He feeds it up top to Dashke. Dashke back to Shea. He's on the right side. Shea dangles back and forth, tying at 3 over to Fonstad, right point. Over to Dashke. He'll slide it towards Mastrodonado. One-timer saved by Thompson. It's ricocheted off his right shoulder. As Harsh engulfs Shea. Messner battles along the far goal line. He goes down. And the whistle blows with 1:39 left in the third period. As puck ended up trickling towards Thompson, who covered up. So both teams will change up skaters. Draws going to be in the Steelhead zone. Faceoff looks to be in the left circle. Grizzlies will have Hillebrand out there with Gallant, Wood. Up top is Lebster and Yoon. Gallant's going to take the face-off with 1:39 left in a 3-3 tie. Grizzlies have had 2 straight games go past regulation. Can they get a power play goal? 50 seconds left in Utah's power play. Utah wins the draw. Yoon over to Lebster, right point. Lebster dangles back and forth up top for Yoon. 3 power play goals in this homestand. Over to Wood. One-timer. Kick saved by Thompson. Over in the left corner. Grizzly. Chad Hillebrand knocks down Trevor Zins. Yoon. Bobble the puck. It goes out of the zone on a pass from Wood. Puck thrown towards the near wing wall. Briley Wood will skate back towards the Utah line. Now he'll shuffle back into the zone. Left side. Wood will fire on net. Puck bounced up to Steelhead. Gallant up top towards Lebster. Across to Yoon. About a minute left in regulation. 15 seconds in the power play. Yoon dangles, gets to Wood in the left wing. Wood will skate towards a point. He surveys. Now he'll get it to Lebster. Right side. Lebster dangles back and forth. Gets up top to Yoon, who fires towards the net. And that's kicked away by Thompson. Horvath's out of the box. They're skating 5-on-5. Steelheads will ice the puck. The whistle blows. And the clock stops with 41.5 seconds left in the third. So Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. With it being a tie game, you wonder if Ryan Kanasowicz thinks about his one timeout. Although if you set up a play, Idaho would come back and set up a play on their end as well. What an exciting game we've got here tonight. And don't forget, we got one more in this homestand on Monday evening. Utah's top forward line is on the ice. Fonstad with 2 goals. Mastrodonado with 2 assists. Neil Shea still doesn't have a point. He's due. Up top is Nilsson and Corbett. Draw one by Utah, but the puck bounced off of Andrew Nilsson's stick towards the Utah line. Nilsson runs it down. Blue line to blue line pass. Goes tape to Fonstad over to Shea left side. Shot saved by Thompson as he just gathered it around the Steelheads logo at the front of his jersey. Play stops with 30.7 seconds left in the third. Boy, this feels like a 2-point effort by the Grizzlies tonight. Idaho won 2-1 in overtime last night. It almost feels like both teams earned another standing point this evening. And the Grizzlies, though, with some action in the offensive zone, can they find a way here late in regulation? With a little bit of magic to find a way to get the second game of this series. Fonstad will take the draw against Jade Miller. Miller wins the face-off as Peter Walton will wobble it towards the Utah line. Regathered by Andrew Nilsson. Head to Shea off his stick to Mastrodonado. He pitches it to the left wing for Fonstad over the line. Fonstad shuffles his feet towards the corner. He'll dump it off the backboards as Peter Walton holds on to Mastrodonado. Shea rolls it along the net towards the right side for Corbett. He'll throw it out in front. It kicks off the skate of Andrew Ballant. 3 seconds left. Ballant gets the puck, and for the third straight game here at Maverik Center, and the second time this series, we have overtime here on the Maverik Center ice. Both teams earn a standing point. We'll see what happens here in overtime. Don't forget the Grizzlies in OT last night. They had the puck for about the entire first minute of overtime. They took the first 2 shots of the extra session. Then Hank Crone won on a breakaway. Well, if you joined us late, the Grizzlies got on the board first. Cole Fonstad scored an unassisted shorthanded goal, 4:54 into the contest. Idaho responded with 2 late first period goals, backing off 9:58 in. As he scored from the crease, puck trickled past Barczewski. And then Hank Crone made it a 2-1 game. He scored 19:02 in with Reese Harsh picking up the assist. Idaho led 2-1 after 1 period. They are undefeated when leading after one this season. Chad Hillebrand scored his first pro goal on a rebound from the left wing. It's Hillebrand's first of the year, and first as a pro. Masher Donato and Dashke with the assists. Score was tied at 2 after 2 periods. Reese Harsh got his fourth of the year, 5:39 in, with Jade Miller getting the assist. Grizzlies tied it up on Cole Fonstad's second of the night. Masher Donato and Hume picked up the assists, and that was 8-10 into the third. Shots are pretty close to even. Utah with 38 through regulation. Idaho has 36. Grizzlies went 1 for 3 on the power play, and they also scored a shorthanded goal. Idaho is 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. In this league, we have the 7-minute overtime session. It's interesting to think about some of those finishes. Really, it's the impact that the league wants to have, where games end on a goal in regulation as opposed to the game going to a shootout. We mentioned it's the third straight game for the Grizzlies that's gone past regulation. Monday's game against Wichita went all the way to a shootout. Wichita's Mikhail Stenell got the shootout game winner. Last night it was Hank Crone winning it for Idaho, a minute 27 into the extra session. Idaho with the first changes. Grizzlies have a chance to respond. Idaho will start overtime with Matt Register, as well as Connor McEachern and Brendan Hoffman. For Utah to start overtime, it will be the captain, Mick Messner. He'll take the faceoff. He might come out after winning a faceoff, or either way, he might come out. Messner's out there with Shea and Brian Hume. Hume with a third period assist. He now has a point in 6 straight games. 7 minutes are put on the clock. Messner stares down Brendan Hoffman. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in OT. Idaho from right to left. Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman, will drop the puck. And the puck is dropped to start overtime. Grizzlies win the draw. Messner stays out there after winning the faceoff. Yoon gets to Messner. 9 goals this season. He races across center ice. He steps over the offensive line, gets it to Shea. Shea, right side near the corner, shuffles his feet back towards the right point. Now he moves to his left, drops it for Messner. Messner skates towards the right circle, take a lefty shot, and goes high and off the glass and out of play. As it didn't miss wide, it just missed high on Thompson. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draws. There's 6:38 left in overtime. For the Grizzlies, it is their 8th game past regulation. They're 2-0-4-1 officially in overtime this season. Idaho is 5-4 in games that end in overtime and 2-0 in a shootout. So they are 7-4 overall past regulation this season. Idaho wins the draw. Hoffman spins along the far wing wall. Yoon gets the puck. He'll skate back into Grizzlies ice. He'll throw it across to Messner. Messner will skate across center ice. He'll move it back towards Shea. Shea over the line, left side. Skates in, lefty shot. Glove save by Thompson. He holds on. 6:20 left in overtime. And both teams will change up skaters. Grizzlies will have Fonstad, who's on hat trick watch tonight. Grizzlies have 1 hat trick this season. That was Neil Shea a couple months ago. So it's Masher Donato, Fonstad, and Dashke. Idaho responds with last night's hero, Hank Crone, as well as A.J. White. And a potential tonight hero, Reese Harsh, who has 1 goal and 1 assist. Draws in the left circle of the Steelhead zone. Utah wins the draw. Dashke, he's in the left point. He dangles back and forth. He's got 1 overtime game winner this season. Dashke surveys as he now stops in the high slot. Gets to Fonstad with momentum. Fonstad fires towards the net. Saved by Thompson. As it looked like Fonstad wanted to go low, but Thompson closed the 5-hole. He stops play with 6:07 left in OT. Neither team's going to switch up skaters. Fonstad will take another draw against Idaho's A.J. White. White seems to take all the big faceoffs for Idaho. Drop. Stays in the circle. The puck is overpowered back to Dashke. Left point over to Fonstad. Cole Fonstad will drop it from Masher Donato. The Maestro skates towards the left circle. Spins. And he will stop in the left point. Now he moves to his right. Masher Donato, right side. Around Idaho's net. Towards the far side. Masher Donato. Now he's in the left point. We'll move it to Dashke. Collects a bouncer. Across off the boards. Far side to Fonstad. He's in the left point. 1.5 minutes into overtime. Fonstad will skate towards the right point. Now skeet towards the right circle. Siren out to Dashke, swung and missed. Idaho comes back the other way. Harsh to Crone, last night's hero. Crone, right side, skates in. He'll fire a changeup onto Barcheski, who gloves it and drops to keep the play alive. 5:15 and counting left in overtime. Idaho will get a couple fresh skaters on the ice. Utah replaces Fonstad, Mastrodonado with Lebster and Gallant. Lebster drops for Gallant, who steps over the offensive line. Gallant around Idaho's net towards the far side. He'll spin it up top to Nilsson. Andrew Nilsson, the left point, across to Gallant. He'll drop it for Lebster. Lebster's over on the right side, stops in the high slot, and backhands it to Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson dangles towards the left side, stops, left corner. He'll whip it around for Gallant. Gallant skates towards the right goal line. He stops, and he'll skate back towards a point. He'll drop it for Lebster, who's over on the right side. Lebster stops in the right corner, and now he's in the right circle. Lebster skates towards his left. He'll drop it in the high slot for Gallant, who drops it for Lebster. Shot! Saved by Thompson, the butterfly position. Lebster will throw it back into neutralize for Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson across the center, red, now the blue. Nilsson, right side. Shot is blocked. Lebster gets the puck in the right wing over to Shea. Shea dangles back and forth. Take a shot. He scores! Neil Shea wins it! Grizzlies get the extra standing point as this massive crowd at Maverik Center is going crazy as Shea scored from the right wing. And Utah wins 4-3, and there is no doubt about it. Shea had all the time in the road on the right side. He went glove side past Thompson, and the Grizzlies even up the 3-game set. What a game we've had here at Maverik Center. As the Grizzlies are going nuts at center ice. What a game. What a crowd. What a weekend. Grizzlies think the big crowd here at Maverik Center. Grisby waves the flag. Grizzlies in the specialty jerseys come away victorious. This is the third straight season where the Grizzlies win the Guns N' Hoses extravaganza. Everybody goes home happy tonight as Neil Shea gets his team leading. 17th goal of the year. Shea with the goal. Andrew Nilsson and Reed Lebster with the assists. Grizzlies walk to the locker room victorious. And when we come back in 30 seconds, we'll tell you who the 3 stars of the game, and we'll have the post-game report. Neil Shea's the hero tonight. Grizzlies 4, Steelheads 3. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
What a game here at Maverik Center. Neil Shea scored the overtime game winner. 2:46 into overtime. It's his team leading 17th of the year. Reed Lebster and Andrew Nilsson picked up the assists. Grizzlies outshot Idaho 4-1 into overtime. Grizzlies had both scoring chances in the extra session. And you had a feeling after Utah lost back-to-back games past regulation, you had a feeling Utah was due for a big victory. And tonight they get it. It's Neil Shea getting the overtime game winner. They're still situating the 3 stars of the game, as obviously a little bit of an adjustment had to be made. Cole Fonstad ended the night with 2 goals. Keaton Mastrodonado had 2 assists, and Neil Shea is the hero. I got to imagine that's going to be the 3 stars of the game. In what order, we're not really sure yet. As they might be ready now for the 3 stars. Grisby is waiting with bated breath at neutral ice. And now they're going to recognize the 3 stars here at Maverik Center. The biggest crowd of the regular season, 9,375. 3rd star is Keaton Mastrodonado. He had 2 assists. And get this, he had 10 shots on goal. 10 of Utah's 42 shots taken by Keaton Mastrodonato. He's the third star. The second star, he scored 2 goals. Cole Fonstad scored a shorthanded goal, 4:54 in. He also tied it up 8-10 into the third period. And the game-winning goal was scored by Neil Shea. Fonstad, 2 goals, 5 shots on goal. The number 1 star, he had 7 shots, and the 7th turned out to be victorious. Neil Shea is the number 1 star tonight, as he was outstanding for the Grizzlies. He's been outstanding all year. I mean, what can you say about Neil Shea? He has a goal in 14 of the 24 games this season. Shea now has a point in 19 of 24 games this year. And, he's averaging 4.5 shots per game at home this season. He had 7 tonight. And we talked about that top forward line. And really, if you're going to be an elite team in this league, you're going to have an elite top forward line. It's just about every team in this league's got one. And the Grizzlies certainly have that with Mastrodonato, Shea, and Fonstad. And those are the 3 stars tonight, that top forward line. All 3 of them got the start. Mastrodonato, 2 assists. He had 10 shots, third star. Fonstad, 2 goals, 5 shots. He's the second star. Shea, 1 goal on 7 shots. So among those 3 forwards, Utah had 42 shots tonight. We kind of talked about how maybe that forward line would get half of Utah's shots, and certainly they did. 22 of the 42 shots the Grizzlies had tonight were taken by those 3 forwards. And they certainly carried the Grizzlies to victory here tonight as Utah evens up the 3-game series. Monday's going to be the rubber match at 7-10. Utah does have 3 out of a possible 4 standings points in this series, and the same can be said for the Steelheads. To wrap up the scoring, Grizzlies got on the board unassisted. It's a 2-on-1 as Cole Fonstad, shorthanded, just skated along the right wing. Mastrodonato was cutting down the left wing. Fonstad called his own number and fired it past Brian Thompson, and that gave Utah a 1-0 lead. Idaho got on the board 9:58 into the first as Andre Bakanov got his 9th of the year. Moynihan and Kanadi picked up the assists. Steelheads took a 2-1 lead as Hank Crone got his 12th of the year. Reese Harsh, who threw the pass in the right point, picked up an assist. Idaho led 2-1 after 1 period. Utah outshot Idaho 11-10 in the first period. In the second frame, both teams had 14 shots. The only one to find the back of the net was Chad Hillebrand, who picked up his first professional goal. Mastrodonato took a shot from the right side. Puck bounced off of Thompson and rolled towards the left wing. And collecting it, Hillebrand, who fired away for his first as a pro. Mastrodonato and Dashke picked up the assist. The score was tied at 2 after 2 periods. Reese Harsh gave Idaho a 3-2 lead, 5:39 into the third, with Jade Miller getting the assist. Grizzlies tied it up as Cole Fonstad picked up his 6th of the year on a great pass from Mastrodonato. Brian Yoon also with an assist. That means that Yoon's point total, his point streak, extends to 6 games. Fonstad now has 6 goals on the season, and all of those goals have come in this homestand. So 6 goals in his last 5 games. And Mastrodonato ended the night with 2 assists. And after going scoreless last night, Mastrodonato now has 8 multiple-point games this season, and that ties him with Neil Shea and Derek Dashke for the club lead. Speaking of Shea, he scored from the right wing, 2:46 into overtime. He's the number 1 star, and what can you say about what he's done this season? 17 goals in 24 games for the Grizzlies. It seems like just about every night Neil Shea is doing something impactful to lead the Grizzlies to victory. Shea's goal was assisted by Reed Lepster and Andrew Nelson. Jake Barcheski didn't get a star tonight. He was outstanding. He kept the Grizzlies in it throughout. Barzo picks up his 6th victory of the season. He stopped 34 of 37, and with that, he now has 6 victories on the season, which breaks a tie with Adam Scheel for the club lead. Scheel had 5 victories this season for Utah. Last night, Adam Scheel picked up a shutout for the Colorado Eagles against, I believe, Grand Rapids, as he saved 28 or 29, and he stopped them all. As he's had tremendous success in the AHL, and really over the last month plus, Jake Barcheski has had a tremendous amount of success, And he was outstanding once again tonight. His record goes to 6-5-1 as Grizzlies have picked up 7 victories among our points in 7 out of 12 decisions that Barczewski's been in. Brian Thompson gets the loss for Idaho. He saved 38 of 42. His record falls to 7-9-1 on the season. Other impactful stats, we've been talking all year about Brian Yoon and Derek Dashke, that defensive pairing. Both guys had 1 assist, and both were a +2 for the Grizzlies in the victory. Dashke had 3 shots, and Yoon had 1. And really, you talk about, seems like every year the Grizzlies have a defensive pairing that really stands out among the rest. You think about when the Grizzlies won the division title, and, they had 5 or 6 really impactful defensemen, including Nate Klarman, who spent 1 NHL game with the Pittsburgh Penguins earlier this season. But Charles-Edouard Dastu and Luke Manning were probably the best defensive pairing in the league. You think about last year, Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew were an impactful defensive pairing. Wesley led all-league defensemen in goals, and Kyle Mayhew was second-team all-league. And this year, it's Brian Yoon and Derek Dashke who have really stood out. They play key minutes and big minutes every game, and that defensive pairing really makes an impact. So it's really no surprise here in a game that ends in overtime that both guys were a +2 for the Grizzlies. What an atmosphere we had here at Maverik Center tonight. They call it a sellout crowd, 9,375. In a game that went an unfortunate 2 hours, 42 minutes, the Grizzlies come away with an extra standing point. Utah, now past regulation this season, has a record of 3-0-4-1. That's how it officially looked like on a stat sheet. Derek Dashke earlier this season had an overtime game winner. Reed Lepster got a shootout game winner in Game 2 of the regular season. So it is the first overtime game winner for the Grizzlies since Dashke got Utah an extra standing point on November 16th at Allen. So Grizzlies, before tonight, had lost 4 straight games that were played past regulation. So the Grizzlies get off the schneid past regulation, and Neil Shea, of all people, ends up as the hero for the Grizzlies, scoring from the right wing. He had all the time in the world, just kind of reading Thompson, and he was able to fire it past him glove side. Well, the fans are heading out. I know there's going to be a little bit of a pile and a little bit of commotion heading out of Maverik Center, but it was all worth it. An outstanding game, and really it's been a fun 2 games of this 3-game set. Last night was entertaining despite the fact that Idaho won 2-1. Tonight was a great back-and-forth battle. Either team could have won. Just happened to be the Grizzlies that came out in the winning end tonight. So Monday night will be the rubber match of this 3-game series. It'll be the last of a 6-game homestand for the Grizzlies. They were successful in the month of January, going up with the record of 5-5-1-1, and they continue that trend. As for the magic number, well, it just might be. It's the 14th victory for the Grizzlies this season, and in all 14 wins, the Grizzlies have scored 4 or more goals. So we'll see what happens on Monday night. I just know that if the Grizzlies score 4, they got a chance to win. Well, now we'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center. Tomorrow afternoon, the Utah Hockey Club will have a 5 o'clock showdown with the St. Louis Blues. Grizzlies will face the Idaho Steelheads Monday night. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. Get a family 4-pack of tickets for just $48 at UtahGrizzlies.com. But we're just here pursuing our dream. And our dream is to someday, some way, find a way to get to the National Hockey League. And hopefully someday my dream will come true. Once again, in 2 hours and 42 minutes, in front of the largest crowd here at Maverik Center this season, 9,375. Saw Neil Shea get the overtime game winner from the right wing. He now has 17 goals in 24 games this season. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.